All right. Good morning, everybody. Here we are, Sunday, April 2nd, week number 17 of the 5PL. That's the 5-Pin Universe Team Pro League. Exciting day. Only a couple weeks left in the season before we hit the playoffs. Over on this stream this morning, we are in the Cargill division. So first up, we've got the Northern Knockouts playing the Misfits. We got the Okanagan Eclipse then playing Dakota Dynamite. The Misfits back in action against the Vancouver Island Pinslayers. Then we'll see the Knockouts face the Okanagan Eclipse. Going to be a pretty solid day. I'll be a little bit of your host, guiding you along here. Daryl Bradley. We got tech side of things. Guru, master, commentator there, Kerry Kreitz. Thanks for joining us, Kerry. How we doing, bud?
Oh, not a problem. Cameras are looking good for the first match, so that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, we're off to a banging start. Here we go. And Darcy Latondra up from Dawson Creek on the commentary with the crew for today. A little hometown commentary for the boys. So it's good to have you back, man. Joining us for all the games today. How we doing, Darcy?
Oh, very good. Thank you. It's good to be back.
Yeah, man. What? So out of those matches I mentioned, which one are you maybe looking most forward to this morning?
I was thinking about this last night. I'm looking forward to all of them. Like today's the day that the playoffs get set, I think. So it'll be
we just do a quick little glance at the standings here, and then we'll get the managers in. But just to sort of set things up here, we've got, like we mentioned, the Knockouts, the Misfits, Dynamite, Pinslayers, the Eclipse all playing up there. So if we just go like this here for you, a quick sort of look, we'll bring this up a few times, but all the teams that are playing now, they're in the middle of that pack. So Dynamite are a little bit lower, but 2 games or just the 1 game here for them can push them up into the standings. So some definite playoff implications here for today's matches. We're looking forward to showing and streaming for you. Hey, what do you think, Kerry? But most exciting match out there?
Yeah. Like these guys are coming to the end of their season. Like the Misfits have the end of the season, like you were saying. Knockouts obviously have 2 games today. This is a big match to start off. Looking forward to it. Some people were saying that there was no sound on the YouTube feed. I double checked. It's all good on our side, so hopefully you figure out your side.
Turn the volume up.
Yeah.
Check your speakers. Make sure they're on.
It's going to be a busy morning out there. I know everybody's got the various things, and different provinces have different things. When we bring in the managers here, Bonnie Doon's a busy center this morning right now, which is where the Misfits are playing. And the other division, we'll chat that a little bit later, is that their next gen is also playing. So things Bonnie Doon. There's Special Olympics going on. There's Youth Travel League for Edmonton. So, but that's the way it is. It's good to we almost think it's good to be playing a game when there's other things going on, right? So
yeah, for sure.
Well,
do we want to bring in our managers here?
Yeah, let's bring them in.
Perfect.
All right, hey guys, we got Barry Urquhart from the Misfits, and Jack Walsh there from Dawson Creek.
It's actually Riley today. Jack doesn't do any of this, so.
Oh, he doesn't. That's what I was thinking. I was like, that doesn't look like Jack, but I don't know who you are, so I'm going to go with the Jack and be like this. Jack, you look mighty young today. How you doing?
Oh, great.
Yeah. So Riley, you might have heard us talking about all the things going on at Bonnie Doon. What's happening up there in Dawson Creek, man?
Absolutely nothing.
Yep.
It's pretty quiet for a while, actually. So.
Yeah. And quiet there at the bowling center, so it's just you guys and your team kind of ready to play and generate your own energy. Hey, you guys have had a pretty good season so far. So a couple of big games here today, right?
Yeah, we actually need like as much points as we can get right now. We were in the running, and then we had 2 bad games so far. So, hopefully it all works out.
Good. And Barry, you guys got a lot of things going on at Bonnie Doon. What's happening? Everybody's ready to play?
Yeah, we're ready to go here. We got the, like you said, the YTL, so they're right beside us with the lane over, and then we have next gen from the other division playing right next to us. So yeah,
it'll be
to make it work here with the limited lanes that they're pretty well full, even though they have 48 lanes. They're packed.
Yeah, good for them. Well, let's get lineups, guys. We'll get you guys right into the game, and then we'll keep on doing our thing. So fire away. What's our lineups for the first game here?
Well, for us, we have. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you can go ahead. You got this.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Barry.
Okay, we have leading off. We have Brandon. Second spot, we have Jamie. Then we have Ron, and then we have Curtis, and then Brandon Hagen. FT.
Right on.
Cool. All right. So we have Sasha lead off, Amanda second, Riley Tender third, Ryan Bolio fourth, and Rick Bolio anchor, and then Coralie and myself on bench right now. Tiana sitting out this one. So
Right on. Both teams, all 8 available. Only 7 can be part of the lineup. 2 subs when you need them. All right, guys. Well, best of luck to you. We'll see. Remember the commercial break after 5, and then we'll chat with you after the game. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
Cool. I got all our scoreboards up and going. Hopefully the feeds look good.
Yeah, fun times. I mean, this is a pretty smooth season, and now here we are at week 17. A lot of playoff stuff happening, a lot of potential outcomes here. So the Northern Knockouts are at 34.5 points, and they've played 8 games. Looking at the standings, what do we think is the magic number that a guy wants to hit?
I always thought 50 was kind of the number, but
I think 50's a definite. I think you're an absolute lock at 50.
yeah.
I don't think 50 in either division is going to be the cut. I feel 48 might be the cut. 47.5, 48, 48.5 might be 5th spot, I think, is going to be, and there's going to be 2 teams that are going to be within a point or 2 points.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You got the knockouts, so like you're saying, that they're at 34.5 points, 8 matches played. So that's 3 games to go, right? You're 8 points per game. I know we're doing the math here, everybody, but that's a potential 24 points. I mean, they go 8-0, 8-0, 8-0. That's a little bit much, but if they go 3-0 and win all 3 games, you're at likely another 18 points. So they're over 50 points. You go 2-1. So you get to 14 points, right? So you're 6-2, 6-2, and then you lose 6-2. Well, that's still 14 points, and now you're 48.5. So, Pin Slayers only have 1 game left ahead of them at 37 points. It's just a ton, and they play today. They could be a bit of a spoiler. Pin Slayers play the Misfits later on, right? Misfits here, they're 42 points and played 9 games. So the Misfits play 2 games today. They're the first team that's going to be done in this division.
Yeah, so they're going to set kind of the standard, right?
Yeah. They definitely have the opportunity to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was saying to the boys that I figured they needed 50 points. So if they went 5-3 for 3 matches, then they would be safe, is what I thought.
Yeah, there you go. In the standings right now, the Regina Revengers, they're the ones in 5th spot with 41 points, but they've played all of their games. So we know, unfortunately, I mean, it's mathematical, but probably not, because all these teams are playing each other, so they're not going to make the playoffs. The Heartland Kingpins, they've played 10 games and have 1 game to go at 43.5.
Yeah, so do you think they're shooting for a 7-1 to get over that 50-point mark, or are they thinking 6-2 is going to be good?
Yeah, so let's just see, when do they play here? Heartland Kingpins, number 2. They play next week, which is on April 16th, which is at 11 o'clock, 2 versus 4, and they play Mad Hatters. Well, it'll be interesting the conversation we're having at the end of the day today in 4 hours, everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody out there watching, what do you guys think? Like, what are you expecting? People that are watching on YouTube, people that are watching out there, who are you most looking forward to the match today? There's 4 big ones. What do you see maybe going down, or what's the wish list? What do you want to see?
How much drama do you want to see in these standings? That's what we want to know.
It's a little bit of a slow start here for both teams. Not sure if it's just, the nerves or if it's just sort of the first frame, maybe a lot of stuff going on. What are we thinking?
Well,
It's always the first frame, right?
Yeah.
here the temperature dropped about 10 degrees last night, and it's cold in here. So I think everyone's a little bit frosty in here this morning.
Now, how does it, Darcy, they're not playing, there's nobody else in the building, right? And, we've played in situations where there's nobody there, and we've played in situations where it's just completely jam-packed. How are they have to generate some of their own momentum and generate some of their own noise? Is there music going? What's the atmosphere like out there for us?
Yeah, no, they don't have any music playing. It's basically just the team, and then we got myself and one spectator. So it's just basically us in here, and they're cheering each other on. They're talking. They're keeping it loose is kind of the theme.
Yeah, we've as Bombers been in there playing on a Sunday morning at Sherwood Bowl, and there's nobody there, right, Kerry? You've done the same thing, right? There's nobody there, and then all of a sudden you get this situation where it's just that lanes are packed and you're climbing on top of each other.
Yeah, exactly. At the start of the season, there's nobody in the house, and then you get into the situations where they have tournaments going on, provincial cash doubles, other 5PL teams are playing beside you. It's a totally different atmosphere. I hate to say it, I think having more people in the building is conducive to better play for myself, but if your team's in it and they're cheering each other on, then they can create their own environment, right?
Right. Nice little start there from Brandon.
Quick double.
Yeah.
He was really good against the Dream Crushers too. He played really, really solid there. I think like 330 or something like that.
Yeah, for us up here, the lanes here actually don't open till noon. So.
Oh yes.
But then once noon hits, the place is packed for 5 hours.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what else is there to do in Dawson Creek, Darcy?
Well, why do you think I like to come down south all the time? like I'm itching to get out there and come bowling at Bonnie Doon again.
Yeah, we got green and gold in a few weeks, hey?
Yep. Yeah. Sasha's gonna have to carry the old man this year, so.
The old Bonnie Doon, they love it. And Kerry, you guys had a Masters tournament at Bonnie Doon, some monster scores.
Yeah, Brad with 2481, and there was a few of us with height. There's 2 2400s for 8, and quite a few of us in 2300s, so it played really well.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
I can get on the board.
For those watching right now, to the right of your screen, at Bonnie Doon, next to the Misfits, is Next Gen. They're playing on the lane next to them, so they're playing a little bit of lane courtesy themselves in the mix there. But every now and then you might see a little Next Gen bowler throw something in there. We could double commentate Cody Steers 3-pin right there.
Yeah. All in real time. If you jump over to our second channel, you'll hear them talk about the 3-pin as well, hopefully.
That'll be perfect for tonight at Sunday Night League when I can say, yeah, I turned it over, started talking about you right as soon as you ripped a 3-pin.
Northern Knockouts had a great frame there, frame 2. So did Misfits. The match is going. 10
We're
point
in.
difference.
Yeah, we're in. Now, what do we have totals for 150? That's pre-adding in, yeah.
Yeah, 150 to 190, 40 points
Yeah.
after 2 frames.
Our conversation, we were chatting about Heartland and playing Mad Hatters. Well, apparently Heartland and Mad Hatters played last year against each other. Any idea what the score would have been in that match?
I happen to know what it is. I think I got the same message you did.
Yeah, we get the same text. I wonder if that is going to wear on their minds. Nice triple. Turkey for Brandon. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a 7-1 win for the Mad Hatters.
Yes. Mad Hatters winning 7. So do you think that's going to be cooking in their kitchen for the last game? Like a little revenge time?
Little revenge, maybe?
Nice, Amanda. Let's pull up a little stats here for these two teams to sort of chat about what they've been up to this year. So Northern Knockouts have, like we were talking, 8 games. Richie Bulio has, in his anchor spot, 273 average so far this year. Sasha's had a 271 average. Corley's at 260, 250, 266. Couple of big games there. Corley had a run of 304, 297, 297 in there. And look at all these strikes just loading up here.
Yeah, they're doubling up here. It was funny, we were just talking about lane courtesy between the two Bonnie Doon teams, and we've seen a big pause there. Bradley Ticket's been taking a bit of time on the approach. Oh, wow.
Ooh, a little wraparound. Do you think that would have come through? Yeah, but Bradley, congratulations to him. Masters singles coming up. I think he's played singles before at Masters, but to get that honor coming out of Alberta is pretty cool.
Yeah, beast. The knockouts with a perfect frame there.
There we go.
Ooh, missed corner for Ron.
Yeah, Sasha's led most of the games. Lead off 305, right? 220, 302, 264, 260, 319. He's been the lead off every game here, guys. Sasha has.
Yeah.
Good for him. Guy working hard too on his game and playing well. And every time you sort of see a new stat coming out of there, it's just great to see these guys that are in pro league start recognizing them and all that. You guys have intercities. You have another tournament up there in northern BC, don't you, Darcy? That's the intercities or something that you play, where it's Dawson Creek, Grand Prairie, Peace River. A bunch of locals sort of have a open of themselves, don't you?
Yeah. It's been going on 55 years, I guess. Just about 55 years we've had this tournament. Originally it started out just a Dawson Creek Grand Prairie thing, and then it merged into Fort St. John, Prince George, Fairview. When Peace River, before their bowling alley burnt down, Peace River was part of it as well. But yeah, no, we do pretty much the exact same format as the Open. This year was actually really exciting because the men's team final went to a playoff. Robert Tompkins had a 4-15, I do believe.
Right.
But then the rest of the Dawson Creek team won their matches, so they tied 4-4.
Oh, that's right.
So then they went to a playoff, and I think Sasha punched a head pin with the first ball, and then after that, the rest of the Dawson Creek team marked out. And then the Grand Prairie team they were playing against, if I remember correctly, they had 6 head pins out of 10 frames. So, but to come back after that kind of game, that's just like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that's something else.
Yeah.
So obviously we had a good frame for the Misfits here. They had the one blip where Ron got roasted on his corner pin, so both teams still playing strong.
Ooh, that's a solid rate and pocket shot there for him.
Hambone.
Hambone.
But yeah, no, I was teasing Riley about that. Like, I've bowled in the tournament 20 years, and I've been second place 10 times and third place 8 times, and never won a gold in it. Been all-star in it 3 times. But Riley's first year, he wins a gold medal, first all-star. It's just like...
Just had to show you up a little, that's all.
Yeah, well, we bowled a match against each other because I was on the Dawson Creek men's team too, and he ended up beating me 338 to 183.
Ooh.
Yeah, he had 7 in a row at me.
He couldn't take it nice on you, eh?
No, well, funny part of that story, when he went to nationals as a junior, the week of nationals, we were bowling against each other, and I told him, I said, if he can beat me, he can beat any of the boys at nationals, and I ended up throwing 1,048 triple.
Letting him know where he's at.
Ooh, a couple of pops there now.
I had 5 in a row, 4 times in 2.5 games.
I'm sure he was super thrilled about that.
Well, he had a 756 triple, and I'm like, well, it was still good bowling. Like, you bowl like that down there. And that was at Chinook. And I told him, I said, you bowl like that down there, you'll be fine. And he ended up going down there. He averaged 206. He came 8th overall. He averaged 206, which was the 4th highest average in the junior boys that year. But then the boys that bowled against him averaged 230.
Nice 230 for junior. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He bowled Tyson Brook. There
Oh yeah, out of Alberta. Yeah.
Yeah. He had a 293, and Tyson beat him with a 299.
Wow. All right, so these guys, both teams looking for a little bit of momentum change maybe here now. They had it rolling and a little falter. Seems like head pins all around for everybody. But.
Yeah, a couple little bit of head pins, slowing it down.
It's a pretty strong lineup looking at that Misfits, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Experienced players, gelling really good together. So they have Derek Gall and Kaylee Mack on the bench available for them.
Yeah.
The Misfits is a team that played, I think, maybe the first week of the season, then didn't play for 3 months, 4 months. And now all of a sudden they're the first team that's going to finish off in this division. So interesting. Sometimes it's, the amount of games that you play. Barry was saying earlier that they did a ton of practicing as a team. Says even if they can't play meaningful league games, you can still go out and practice and get together as a group and play. And I think it's a good thing. So they sort of use that schedule to their advantage in a way, to be late in on-cameras. But early on, it's sort of a little bit of a panic because you're so low in the standings and you've never, but you have to really set yourself knowing that you haven't played any games yet. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of time in your season yet.
With a 24-team league, not everybody gets to play an equal amount of games all throughout.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, hey? That's...
Yeah. If all the proprietors had an extra set of lanes for every team, just waiting for them when we need it, that would be a perfect world. But we understand the proprietors need to run their facilities, and all the association tournaments need to run too. We can't scoop up all the lanes on them.
Yeah. Be a little bit much to start having every team play every weekend and start to run 12 different streams across. Hey, oh man, Be like the NFL network, the CBS. Wouldn't that be a cool place to get to, though? Right? Your NFL is Sunday morning game days. You got 30 or 40 or 50 people in every building. You got hundreds of people watching online. You know?
Wouldn't that be something if we could get to a point where I know we rely heavily on proprietors' kindness to have these teams play in their centers and stuff like that, but where we get to a subscription service where a bowler maybe pays $2 a month to watch the 5PL, and we can build out, give these teams proper equipment, pay the proprietors for the usage of the
Good
lanes,
idea.
like get to a point where everybody benefits from it, right?
Yeah, just a massive fan club out there across the country that you're right, $2 a month or whatever it is. And it's yeah. Oof. Then you can book out the lanes on the Sunday mornings. No, 5PL pays for it. It's all part of the team.
Yeah.
Interesting. But then you got to have just a way bigger volunteer network or staff network to actually have to put on the streams and do all the stuff, and you have a full organization. But at the same time, if you have subscription service or you have revenue coming in,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah,
have operations.
Because literally right at this point, right, the 5PL is giving all this entertainment, or if you want to call it that, to the public for free, right? It's on YouTube. We're doing all the volunteering. The little bit of funds that we've collected to help pay like some technical directors and stuff like that is all coming from the teams. It's not coming from our audience.
Yeah, a little bit of sponsorship, but that's where the sponsorship splits between administration and prize money.
Yeah, exactly. These teams are playing for big money, which is nice for them, but they've also paid to play.
Yeah. And so if you're paying to play, put in the work, and there's a certain level of expectations too that they want to get back, right? Like, hey, I'm paying good money, I want to get some sort of professionalism back. So we're trying to put it out there and hopefully doing a good job. And every week or month or year, you reset and you keep building on it.
Yeah, exactly. And we can't thank enough. Like right now, we have over 40 people just watching this stream alone. That's not the other stream, and we thank you guys all for watching, and hopefully the entertainment value is there, and these teams perform for you. They want you to watch them. They want the exposure and all that stuff. So hopefully you have your favorite player, your favorite team out there. Hopefully you're helping them out by buying their merchandise. Seen the Bonnie Doon Next Gen just came out with their hats the last day. So
yeah. I think most teams have hats now or some sort of merch, which is cool, right? And sort of generate the awareness.
Yeah. Oh. Hung the corner there, Ryan. Average pros would say that's down, but...
Yeah.
Like, I've often thought if bowling alleys did kind of the golf course model where they charge like a membership fee at the beginning of the year, and then you want to bowl in a league, you charge $15-20 for the league for your trophy money at the end of the year, and then that enables you to come down. You can bowl as many games on a day. You can throw 10 games in a day if you want. And
yeah.
that, and where you as a proprietor would make your money would be off of the drinks that you would sell, or food, or...
Ooh, a little thin one there.
Sorry, Darcy, you're just getting a little bit quiet there. I'm not sure if you can move your mic a little bit closer to your mouth or not, but we can hear you, but it's just getting fainter and fainter. So I'm not sure if the mic is just moving farther away from you.
I think maybe the headphone, I might have bumped the volume on it by accident.
Oh, okay, perfect. Figured it out then. Curtis with all those corners. Holy. 4
corner spares. Wow.
There we go. I'm using Sasha's headphones, so I have no clue of how they work them. So
it's getting better. So we have 5:59 for the Northern Knockouts after 5 frames. Working on a couple marks there.
Ooh.
The corner.
It almost was an aces, wasn't it? It kind of looked like it, but it pushed the left corner down.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a lead here for Misfits, but not by a wide margin and not by scary amount to go and get, because there's not a lot of marks building there, right? At least not you don't have a triple running. You don't have doubled up. So opportunity easy after this commercial break to sort of regroup here for knockouts and start running a bunch of strikes and pushing to the end.
It's just 50 pins. Nothing crazy. It's a close match still. And we'll bring our commercial break and bring the last half of this match to you.
Cargill is proud to be supporting a truly Canadian sport like 5-pin bowling. We look forward to watching some great competition from many competitors and bowling centers across our country. With hundreds of locations across Canada, Cargill is committed to helping the Canadian farmer thrive. Whether it is selling commodities, getting agronomic advice, fertilizer needs, crop protection, and marketing expertise, Cargill is here to help. So please enjoy this bowling. Thank you.
When you come to the Canadian Brewhouse, you'll feel right at home. We work hard to make our house your house. With an affordable menu of appetizers, entrees, desserts, beverages, and killer deals on daily specials. At our house, you never miss a play. As sports lovers, we've ensured each location includes over 50 TVs and our signature Jumbotron. The Canadian Brewhouse is the place people want to be.
Okay, back in action. Here we go. Second half. Big 8 points up for grabs. Most of you know how the scoring works, but obviously each individual player plays against their opponent for 1 point, and then team totals worth 3 points. So as we inch closer, that team total gets super important. Looks like just a couple of the Derek Gall, saw him throwing balls for warm-up there as he could, just in case he ever need to come in. That's the unique thing, too, about this league is you're allowed to throw warm-up as a spare bowler, so you can be ready to go. You can't be throwing balls as a bowler, as in a match, but, if you're looking to come in and as a sub, you can be bowling all throughout and kind of keep them warm, which is different from the open. And Sasha starts with his double coming out of the break. Big double there. Starts loading up. Same thing with Amanda. She's got a big one coming now, hey?
Yeah, I don't know then. Northern knockouts like the TV break.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, right? It's a 3-minute break. You're often only having, you're not bowling, every 3 minutes anyways, right? You're always having a break. So it's just an extended little one, but it's funny how the mental side of it of like, oh, well, we're in a full on forced break right now. Sometimes plays a little bit. Oh, but Ryan couldn't. Yeah.
A little bit of a mental reset, eh? Like, you get that little bit of a break in there.
Yeah, it can be a good thing, and obviously it can be a bad thing. If you're rolling, you don't want the break, but it's teams are getting used to it now. They know it's there. They have to deal with it. So sometimes it's a walk away or a good chance to go to the bathroom, or just to sort of separate out of the pit area or wherever you may be congregating as a team.
Oh, good spare, Jamie.
You can't advance further frame by frame until everybody's done the frame before. I find that's something that's as a leadoff bowler, important to sort of note when the other team is finished. It's your turn to go. And sometimes is it do you want to go fast and get up there, or do you really just want to get your team? And it's all that. So it's whereas when you're live, there's a little bit more jockeying for position to be the first guy to go. Right. Whereas in this format, it's not necessarily the first. It's all about making sure the teams come in and rally in a little bit. It's just different, guys. It's just different.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to worry about that lane courtesy so much, and you look to what your team is wanting, right? Oh, Curtis, another corner.
I wonder, that's his backup ball that's just spinning off to the right and kind of thinning through on that, and just got that.
Yeah, I know at the beginning of all this, I know our team was always watching the TV, see what the bowler that they were bowling against was doing. Then they go bowl. But then that's where they have adopted, where they just throw their game. They what happens. But don't get too caught up in watching your competitor.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about 5-pin bowling or bowling in general, right? There's really no defense, and especially no defense in this, right? They may not even be watching you, so how can you defend anything? Mm-hmm. Just throw your match and call it good.
So top spot, that double's pretty big for Sasha when Brandon is opened here 5 and 6. Have a match there, see what happens. Amanda's a little bit ahead in her match in 2. 3, Riley maybe a ball ahead. 4, Curtis, he's a little bit ahead. I wonder here, did they sub there? And I wonder if that's potential sub opportunity in 4-5, just to a little bit of a different look. I mean, they're hitting middle there, both of them, but 2 punches out of the last 3 frames for both. See how the top 3, if they can keep loading up those strikes, then maybe it makes a little bit less pressure on the 4 and 5 to work through it. But you're almost getting to that crunch time. Same thing with Misfits. Where do you go? See what Ron does, maybe.
Brandon back on the strike train, and Sasha's triple.
That tightens that one up. Basically even now. A lot of other tournaments out there right now. Saskatchewan had their open this last weekend.
Yeah, Amanda, great shot. Yeah, they just had their open. Sounded like it came down to the last game for the men's division. The Regina mixed really ran away. We know that they didn't have enough ladies for a ladies team, so their top 3 ladies went to the mixed team, so that made that team extremely strong.
Right. Blew away there.
Yeah, I think Saskatoon men and Saskatoon ladies as well.
Yeah, that men's team from Regina, if you were giving an edge on paper, probably who you would have given the edge to just from WCBT and cast players. Yeah. But then you look at that team though from Saskatoon men's, you know what, they're an experienced group, and then you got a guy Ryan Reichert that you just threw a 450 out at Regina. Kurt Huber, Adam Martin, right, coached by Lloyd Weens. So congrats going out to those guys who are advancing on, and obviously earned it. So there's a punch by Ron. I'm thinking Derek's probably coming in here. Yeah, so Derek's coming in here at 7 for Ron.
Yeah, and we made a switch with Riley for Ryan.
Right. Did Ryan throw that first ball? Did Riley throw that first ball?
Riley did.
Riley did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Riley 6. Ryan 6 frames. Just gonna update the stats while we can do it and keep the score sheets up to date here, gang. Derek Gall sub in 3. Riley now sub in 4. He's coming in to play 4 frames, 110.
Oh, we made a double sub.
Double sub, okay. Corley coming in. Ooh,
Yeah, Corley in for Rich.
and another punch down there. 16. All right, we're good.
Bottom 2 spots on the knockouts here. Still having some head pin and struggles. And Brandon's starting to find it.
And Brennan Hagen's a smooth shot. Left-hander. Gets down nice and low. It's been a couple of big ones. Ooh, looks like a Tyler threw a head pin on the right side. I'm not sure what frame they're in. I guess we could pull that up on a different stream. Are you watching that one as we go too, Kerry, or no?
No. I'm
you got enough things going on.
letting my home internet have as much room as possible here.
Yeah. You got enough things going on.
Ooh.
Big
Ham
force. So that ham bone, top half there. Not sure exactly what Brandon's doing.
Brandon missed. My internet's just trying to keep up here. There we go. Get that refreshed and hopefully it cleans up here for y'all.
I got a funny story to tell about Lloyd Weens back in the day. Went to Saskatoon when they had it at King George, I think it was.
Yeah, KG, yeah.
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 And Paul Rondo Jr. and I both didn't make the cut. We made Constellation but didn't make the cut. We had to go to a different bowling alley. It had a 5-pin and 10-pin lanes in there. So we bowl our Constellation match. We both lose. So we decided to go bowl 10-pin, and we're throwing like 130s, 140s, and we're like, oh, we're doing pretty good. Lloyd Weens loses his match, and he comes over and joins us, and we're playing for $5 a game. And the first game I win, second game Paul wins, and then Lloyd says, oh, let's play. This is the final game. Let's play for $50, and we're like, okay. And he comes out and just totally waxes us. We find out after that he was a 210 average 10-pin bowler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not a boy,
Swindled.
Lloyd. Yeah.
I think I was only
Lloyd-
17 at the time. I was just like, oh man.
Yeah. Lloyd's a beauty and been around a long time. And those KGs, obviously, where I would have first started meeting him too in those earlier days. But seeing him, last at Regina,
Yeah.
right? All those, and I call them the Saskatchewan legends, if you will. The Blair Pizzi, the Lloyd Weens, the Daryl Baileys, the Tom Patterson's playing. Like, it's just, and they say that it's a product of 5-Pin Universe and the streams that they want to play. They want to be involved and they want to keep playing, even to the point of Lloyd Weens now learning to play bocce ball, right? And pretty competitive, and he had a couple of big ones.
He threw some pretty big shots there to get close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great shot by Corley.
Yeah, and like for me, like my skill level's not where it used to be, but I still want to take the boys to these tournaments, and I want to be there when they make their first cut. Like, so they can have some of their own experiences too. Like, it's just a lot of good fun. Like,
Yeah, we putting you to sleep, Hendo? Yeah. Does Hendo or Kyle want to come in and commentate for next match with the Dynamite? They're friends with the Dynamite. They want to come and commentate a match. Who's in, fellas? We'll send you the link. Add to our luxurious, soothing voices on a Sunday morning.
well, I've always been told I have a good radio voice. That's just a polite way of saying I'm not very good looking. So.
I'm looking at the other stream too, and you know what? The Snowmen have the edge significantly right now on the next gen. Next gen is going to have to pull a massive rabbit out of there. You know what? They're through 7 frames and have like 630 through 7 guys. Like it's not good. They're not holding up to their average. Ty's is still in the lineup. He's got 119 and 7. 4 head pins. Sorry, spoiler alert. Anybody out there who's doesn't want to know what's going on in the other one. Now you know. Carrie, you're muted, bud.
Good call.
Yeah, gotcha.
9:52 to 9:45. 2 frames to go. This is huge.
And over here, we're having a banger.
Yeah.
Hambone. Sasha's gonna go into 9. But those 2 doubles at the bottom, though, right? From Misfits.
Sasha can get this one. He takes the edge.
Oh.
Hey. So that's going to be a battle right to the end in frame 10, that match. Undecided.
Jamie, big strike there. It's all about points now for that one. So Jamie's got a max 260. We're thinking Amanda's likely going to hit.
Yeah.
That punch is pretty big there for Sasha. You know, he gets one more there, and it's a clear sailing. So
But
he's now got max
that
290.
pin too. That tie changes quite a bit too.
So he's got max 293.
Oh, with the big strike.
BG comes in with a strike again. Him just coming in to get points. You know that match is probably out.
Yeah. Oh. All right. Amanda needs a
Yeah.
good chance here at the spare here, because now that 260 it's gonna be work.
Sounds good, Hendo. I'll send you the link. A little join Hendrickson for the next match for Dakota. Why not, buddy?
All right. Well, still in hand, right? Only need 15 to lock out that match, but you want to give as many points to the bottom as you can in 10. See if Riley can keep his double working.
Oh.
It's getting a little punchy here. But that match is kind of in hand too. You have a ball over. The first three matches are like the top match is still contested. The next 2 should be lock for knockouts, and then the bottom 2 look like locks for the Misfits. So
in total, so close. I mean, right now it's showing this big strike here, big shot here for Brandon.
Yeah, it's 14 pins difference
In the 4 hole with a double coming home.
Oh, he
Ooh, great shot for the ham bone. Oh, yeah. And there's a
Riley
double
get
there
that?
by
Nice.
Riley. Attaboy. That double's really big there in the 4-hole to
Yeah.
counteract of the other double there and set up potentially here Coralie now to have another double coming home when the top three don't have anything. Great finish coming up here.
Another one.
Split. Three splits in 9.
Look at that. Yeah, look at that second half of that game for the bottom.
Okay. Well, it's going to be within sticks here, and down a few marks, but you never know. Throw 45s up in 10.
That 4 in a row by Brandon going in is going to play huge.
Yeah, you get another 96 counting up there, right?
Yeah.
But like I say, Riley's now in the 4-hole. He's got the double there, but there's 3 strikes. Here we go, coming down to 10. You know, when I talked about earlier, next gen, what they needed to do. It's they haven't improved a whole lot.
Oh, pushed it.
Okay, so we're going to see one here from the knockouts. And 1107, so still 2 strikes and a double for Misfits versus 1 double for the knockouts.
Oh, there's a good one.
So there's a
Holy
punch
smokes.
there for Misfits is going to get tight. Whew, boy.
Oh. Wow,
Okay,
this
so
is
max
tightening up fast.
276. Max 210, Jamie. She's on the middle there every frame too, Jamie. You know, spread out 4 head pins across the game, right? Like punch, couple of marks, punch. Couple of marks, punch. And a 276 for Amanda. Nice work.
The top 2 spots there on the knockouts, they have a 28 and a 30 count compared to 215 counts for the Misfits. So they're gaining points right there, right?
For sure they are.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he locked it out anyways, right? 244 max for Derek.
Yeah, this is huge for Derek, though. If he can come in and get these 75, that's a big ad. Okay, so he's a little bit less. Ooh, through the hole there. Riley. Get your points, Riley.
Yeah. Every point for the bottom.
That's a big spare.
Big spare, for sure. Knows
Not
it
to
too.
count. Hey, Riley, you came in as a sub, but this is what you came in for.
Yeah, man. He can get to 250 and certainly put some pressure on. The Curtis will have to throw a double. 260 he can get
260, yeah. Can force Curtis the double.
Oh,
to. Oh, he pushed to the side. You really needed that first one. All right. A nice 60.910 for Derek.
there's a big
Oh,
spare.
got the spare.
Big spare for sure. Just from the grand total. So now 220. Not going to win the match, but definitely good for team total points. That double's huge there, isn't it, for Brandon? Okay, so 210.
Big spare.
Pretty accurate for the most part on his spares. Well, he missed a chop spare and a right corner spare, but he had a lot of opportunities in that game, Curtis. Way to fight through.
Yeah, look at all the junk he had.
Yeah. Yeah. Couple taps, couple thick ones, right? In the pocket a lot. That's the big part. Great shot, Corley.
So they can get to 37. No, sorry, 32. 12-32.
Yeah, so that still forces Brandon to get a sparable here, right?
Yeah.
Still something.
You know, you go 13, you go rip a corner, you're 39. You're there.
Oh, tapped, Corley. Alright, so he just needs...
He needs a pocket shot.
Yeah, anything on the side.
There you go.
Attaboy, Brandon.
Nice ball.
Clutch there. He's there, Anchor. Well done. Yahtzee.
So we have a 5-3. Close match all the way
5-3.
through.
Yeah, gritty finish there for sure by the Misfits to earn that one out. Certainly opportunity there for the knockouts. Tough on the punches, though. It's not like the knockouts lost by missing and throwing bad. They were on the middles. It was really that 4-5 that was, a lot of punches and splits there second half of the game. Not putting it there, but that's just sort of where you look at, right? And then Brandon had a runaway.
Yeah, he really put it together the whole game. One single pin spare miss.
Yeah, and it was still on the side, right? 12 count, like.
Hard to keep up when a guy throws a six-bagger too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's wait for Brendan throw the last shot here, get his final score, and then we'll bring in our managers and go over the conclusion of this match and jump into our second match here. The other teams are ready to rock and roll.
beauty. Well
Good
done.
job, Brandon.
Nice game, bud.
369.
Attaboy.
1283 for the Misfits for a 5-3 win over 1217 for the Northern Knockouts. Great match. Alrighty. We'll bring in our managers here. So Barry from the Misfits.
Awesome. Good to see everybody.
Oh, we got some announcements.
Final day.
Yeah, I'll try.
So sad.
No worries. We're just waiting for Northern Knockouts here. Perfect.
Well, guys,
As quiet as I can get.
Yeah,
that's
they're good.
fine. Barry, you guys sure gritted that one out, obviously. Big props to
Yeah.
Brandon Hagen there, 369. Started running a whole bunch of strikes and seemed to be sort of what the match was going to call for when somebody started doing that, isn't it?
Brandon started us off well too. So and
Yeah.
Megan finished us off. Excellent. Couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, it was good. And knockouts, Riley, you certainly put in a good effort. And the top three, I mean, you got into a little bit of punch trouble there later in the second half, didn't you? The bottom side,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I think we had 12 heads combined between the team right there. So that hurts.
Yeah, a little tough one. But still close match, 5-3. Not a decisive 8-0 for anybody. So somebody's still in the mix, and you're looking at the points. Not the worst case scenario, but still, it's good. It's good for Misfits. Get a 5-pointer. Now you got a break, and you get another game later, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Good job, you guys.
11 o'clock now, so either. So.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You guys get a little bit of a break. Riley, and we'll see you guys in a little while. But thanks for playing. We'll be a little bit quieter next match, I'm sure, for you, Barry. But we'll
hopefully
looking for same result.
All right. Yeah.
All right, we'll run our
Thanks,
second
guys.
commercial, and we'll bring in the next match. Good job, guys. All right, we got a guest commentator joining us for this match.
Another soothing voice.
No, not soothing. Not soothing.
Another face for radio. That's all we got.
There you go.
All right, so we'll jump right into our next match here. We'll bring in our managers for it. So match number 2 of the day. Bailey Lawson from Okanagan Eclipse and Jimmy 4Ls from the Dakota Dynamite.
Jimmy's back from vacation.
You could say that.
Yeah. We've just been following all of your adventures in Vegas, Jimmy. All's good, bud? Ready to go today? How's the Dynamite doing?
Dynamite's good. We're throwing some good balls here in practice. We got Scott is sick today, but we got a good lineup, I think, anyway.
Bailey, Okanagan, how are you guys looking?
We're doing good. Morale's high. People are feeling good about feeling good, ready to play. Some big matches today, so.
Yeah. Oh, the Eclipse, you're also another team that finishes off your season today. You've got 2 games to play, sitting 39 points. Do you start looking at a magic number you want to hit to? Is that coming into your mind, or is it really just about playing 2 solid games today and looking for the
Not
wins?
really, just playing 2 solid games, and then whatever happens, right? So.
Nice. Well, this one and then one a little bit later on, obviously against the knockouts who just played. So 2 big matches, like you say. Let's get your lineups for the match, and then we'll get you guys started here. So Bailey, you want to fire us your lineup?
Yeah. Lead off, we have Chris, followed by myself, and then Yvonne, and then Drew, and then anchor we have Mike, and then on the bench we have Alan and Jesse. We kind of switched it up a bit with Drew and Chris, but we'll see what happens.
There you go. And how about the Dynamite? How's the lineup looking there?
We're starting with Chad, Jana, Tyler, Jeff, and then Randy. Scott is sick today, so we have Robert on the bench today.
Perfect.
Then we got my general manager here,
Yeah.
Andrea. She's going to do the interview afterwards because I got to run before you guys are done. So.
Perfect. She's the one that set up all the cameras in perfect location, so we're good.
She is the heart and soul of this team, yes.
Awesome. So we'll get you guys jumping right into the match. Good luck.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck, guys.
So does that make Jim the face?
Yeah, if she's doing all the work, then he's the face. Yeah, exactly.
So speaking of back from vacation, Chad would have just got back from vacation too. I know he's missed the last couple weeks of league, so I'm expecting a mid-3 from him. I think he's ready to go.
That looks like a different lane that they're playing on now. Aren't they normally on the left side there? On 7?
I believe, yeah, they were playing on.
Would it be 7?
On the left side, yeah.
So they're on 6 now. I thought they usually played on 5, but maybe I'm mistaken that.
No, I think they usually play on 9. I think they were to the right, to the right of the.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. They were always to the right of a column. So interesting little change up.
Yeah, so same side of the house, just feelings over. I think, is this the first match that they've had that JVW isn't leading off for them?
No, she played, I want to say 4-hole or 5-hole last week.
Okay.
And let's just see. I pull that up here.
I know she's gone off for them for the most part. But.
She has for the most part, for sure. Good one. But there's definitely moved it around. And here we are.
Good start.
She played the 2-hole in game 4 against the Venom, shot a 295. She played the 2-hole. At least I'm thinking of that. Let's just go like this. No, never mind. For last game against the Bombers. She played, that was the first time against us. And she had a 310, and she was huge. But we were fortunate enough to have Heidi Mapstone that came back and threw some monster shots to get us through to the end on that one.
So you think them moving lanes is purposeful? They're just looking for a little bit more success because they haven't had a lot on the other lane?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they might have played a couple on both. I'm not sure. That's not a stat that I keep track of. But you wonder if it is, other places and maybe just a little bit different and how people are feeling. And, it's, Bombers have moved it around. We were a little bit, more picky early on in the season. We wanted to have a lane. But with the house, you're sort of at the mercy of where they put us, unfortunately. But
yeah, exactly. And we've been lucky as the Crushers just to get lane 1 all the time, but it's just to get us out of the way so when they can run their tournaments, right? Do you think teams look into that a little bit more if they have a little bit free use of the centers?
Yeah, I think teams would have their preference of where they'd want to be playing.
Right.
Which lane and what I think the biggest thing for me is do you want to be on the left side of the ball return or the right side of the ball return?
Well, it depends on what type of ball return. If you have underground ball returns, then I don't think it matters. But when you have above ground, I'd rather be on the left. But I have a big leg kick, so
I prefer the left side of the ball return too.
Yeah.
So looking at these standings here, guys, we can do a quick little pull up
Yeah, sure.
standings. Here's the Dynamite. They show 11th spot, but they've only played 8 games, so kind of working their way up into middle territory. They're at 26 points. What are they thinking here? 3 wins at 777. That gets them to 47, right on the bubble. Or are they thinking, the season may be foregone and let's just work for next year? What do you think the mindset might be for them?
I personally think they try and get as many points as they can. Doesn't matter where you are. Do you want to be midfield? It's not like you get more prize money in the midfield or anything like that. I'm not too sure, but you definitely want to save face, right? This is the first year in the league. You don't want to be the bottom team, that's for sure.
Yeah, necessarily didn't mean that they're going to mail it in. No. But what I mean is that there's somewhere, subconsciously them thinking that, I'm probably not going to make it. Or is it, no, shit, we're in it and believe it and fight for it, right? Which you hope is obviously what the attitude is going to be. And even if they go 3 wins, 24 points, 8-0, 8-0, 8-0, right? We've seen crazy things happen. That gets them to 50 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think 40. I think 40 is the goal, eh? Like, you want to get to 40. That's a good showing. I think that's a decent first season. And if you get to 40, well, why not try for 42, 43, and that gets you kind of right in the mix, right?
Yeah. Then look at the Okanagan Eclipse. They're at 39 points. In the middle there, Okanagan Eclipse, 6th place, 39 points, 2 games remaining. We sort of asked Bailey that, what's the magic number? We talked about it earlier. What do you think that number is going to be there, Brett, looking at that?
To make the playoffs.
Yeah. What's 5th spot for the playoffs?
I think it'll be 57.
No. Not for 5th place.
For 5th?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I mean, so everybody's got a few games left. Everybody's going to be mauling each other for points, right? So, who knows? You could have somebody who gets super hot. You could have a couple teams that falter a little bit, right? It could. I think the way that it's shaping up with the points in the games remaining, I don't know. It could be a lot lower. It could be higher. Who knows, man?
Yeah, so if we look at Misfits, they just got 5 points, didn't they? So they're now at 47 points with 10 games played. The Knockouts now are at 37.5 with 9 games played.
Yeah.
Of course, every match today is going to start changing a little bit in there. A lot of movement here, a lot of potential adjustments, and sort of where we're going to end up at the end of the day today. There's 2 really big, heavy weeks, though, actually in the other division next week. This division, the Cargill division, only has 6 matches remaining on the schedule. The other division has 10 matches remaining.
So at the end of the season, so you're saying, everybody plays 11 games, right?
Correct.
So what do you think 5th is going to be?
I think 5th is going to be shy of 50, 48 and a half, something like that. 48, 48 and a half, 47 and a half, but there's going to be 2 teams, there are 3 teams, they're going to be within a point or 2 points.
So you're telling me a team to make the playoffs, they don't even have to really average a win, they just have to average a tie a week?
That's where it's going to end up. It looks like it, because you're going to have a couple of teams. They're going to have significantly higher than that 48 cut point, right? So you're going to have a couple of teams potentially to that 55, 57. Dream Crushers have 2 left. Bombers have 2 left. So there's likely a team there. Potentially Dream Crushers are 60s. Bombers, same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way tighter in there than we think.
Yeah, there's lots of parity in the league, right? There's not too many teams that are just running away with every match. So you're getting a lot of 5-3s, a lot of 6-2s. So that middle ground is going to be where the playoff cut is going to end up being.
Look at this start here. You totally nailed it, Hendo, with the Chad call. Starts off with a turkey. Bailey, though, in the 2-hole, he's got a turkey. Chris has a double. Jana's got a double.
Do you guys ever do that during matches where you don't even look at the person across from you, the person that you're playing for the point, but you kind of try to match the hottest person on the other team? You know what I mean? Like, let's say you start off with 4 in a row, and then on the other team, the 4-hole starts off with 4 in a row, and their matchup is, I don't know, goes
Right.
open, spare open or something, right? Do you kind of look to now try to keep up with that person up top, maybe to keep that motivation going?
Yeah, I think you look at how that match is going. If that person that started with the 4-bagger on the opposing team is crushing your team's match, then yeah, you look at hopefully making up those points for the team. But if that match is fairly tight, like the other player is pretty close to it, then I don't know if you worry about it so much. But yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. You want to try and keep team points as close as possible. So if you have to match somebody that's you're not directly opposing, that makes total sense.
Good frame for both teams here.
These guys are just flying through the match. Through 3 frames already, and it's been 10 minutes.
Well, and then so Dakota has the men's high average on the bench. Hey, I guess for his one game that he pulled.
Yeah, he's played 3 games. He's played 3 games. Yeah.
Well, what a nice ace to have, right?
Absolutely. Well, this whole lineup, I mean, we've talked about them early on in the season about how good that Dynamite lineup really is, you know, all the way throughout. All these teams, though, have certainly earned their keep reputation. I mean, the Eclipse, in a way, guys, may be a bit of the underrated. We don't often talk about the Eclipse, but they're right in the mix and potential playoff spot here, you know?
Yeah, they're sitting all right. They have 2 matches to play at 39, so obviously 2 wins at 6-2 gets them that 50 points, 51 points, right?
Pull up some stats here for the Eclipse. You know, you've got Bailey Lawson. He's got 6 points out of 9, so pretty good. And his average isn't super high, but he's winning games. You know, average overall for the Eclipse isn't great. You've got, you know, 254 for Jesse, 254 for Alan, Bradford only 252, but you know they're hanging in there, and competing.
Yeah, like
you taking a
Bradford's-
235 average and a 7-4 record?
Yeah,
Yeah, all day long, right?
I think my 5PL average for 2 seasons is like 210, so I would take anything.
Well, Jana keeping it black up there.
Yeah,
Not completely out of it, right? 4 frames in. Bailey's on the 4-bagger, but Jana the double. Whoa!
Oh, that kind of came out of nowhere.
bomb.
Yeah. Flying out of the back.
So you think if either Jeff or Randy plow this frame, that they start considering getting Mr. Shannis in?
Let's be fair, do you think Shannis really wants in?
You think? What do you think? He's sitting in the dugout with the high average, and he's, you know, he doesn't want to take another at bat because it puts him a couple points down, or what?
I don't think it has anything to do with his average. I think if Robbie was really gearing to play, I think he'd be in the lineup.
You think so, eh?
Yeah, it's hard to not play, like you keep stating, the best player in the league, the highest average. Like, how do you not play the guy?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
So,
I
so
mean,
to me,
but
there's got to
who
be
doesn't
something
deserve? Who
underlying.
doesn't deserve to play?
No, for sure. I just think there's a team
No, I want you
dynamic
to
there
pick
that
somebody.
we're not privy to.
Name a name. Who do you think, based on their performances, do you think Rob should be in there instead of?
Oh, on Dynamite? Unfortunately, I haven't followed them. I've only commentated 2 matches, so I don't really know who he would be better to play then. But based on average, it would be anybody, right?
That's right. Yeah. And I mean,
Yeah, I
who
think
knows-
I think
who
that's a
knows what his
fair
injury
comment.
situation is like too, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I
why
think
he
that
hasn't played
they
last.
might have been dealing with injuries. I think a couple of them there, Dynamite. So whatever they're dealing with is fine. But you're right. Like if he's 100% healthy and wants to be in, Robbie should be in the lineup. So there's obviously something there that he's not in the lineup playing 100% of the time. But interesting to see here as it goes along, and if a guy does struggle, if he goes in, right? We all want to see Robbie play for sure, right? But
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's all I was stating is like there's obviously something going on. And that's the great part about being a commentator on these matches is we don't know the inside information. So we get to speculate. We get to say what we think is happening.
Yeah.
If that isn't the case, then the teams will come out and correct us, right?
I just want to be controversial.
I love it. That's the whole point of this. We need speculation. We need that drama for people to be invested in it, right?
We need a free Robbie sign. Hey, where's Robbie sign citing? Like where's Rob citing? Yeah.
Hashtag free Shannis,
yeah. I'd pull Chad right now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, he went outside 3-pin.
Chris had a chance to jump on him there and a little bit of miscue, but great spare.
Does get the spare, yeah.
140, 170, so he gets this 5. They're still basically even here.
Yeah. Great start for the leadoff players.
On that 330 pace, I think that would count as a check mark for my pre-match prediction.
Ooh, Bailey outside.
Okay, so both the ham bones have stopped.
There you go. Trying to keeping the pressure on Bailey.
Find that interesting. So you're 1-2, your top guy, he's on the turkey, he's going for the 4-bagger. He pitches, right? Is that kind of a letdown for you in the 2 spot? You kind of brings the energy down a little bit?
I don't know if it's a letdown or if it's maybe just a little extra pressure and like, oh, I got to keep this going because they opened up. Because nobody expects everybody to be perfect. I think that's what the opposing team always thinks. It's like, oh, these guys never miss. They're just gonna throw strikes all the time.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe more pressure in the 3 hole. If the top 2 are going and all of a sudden they both stop, then it's like, oh, okay, now the 3 has to do something. But the 2, not so much.
Right.
2, you're just still throwing the rock.
Yeah, I find for these team things, you always want to have a double going somewhere in the lineup.
Yeah.
Right.
This is close. We got it's 570 to 550.
With the
I think
double
as long as you're in there
right?
and your mark, and it doesn't really matter if it's a strike or spare, just as long as you're stringing marks all the way through. If you're up there getting 3 pins like I do, then that's a momentum killer right there. So
Jeff Bourne showing up with the turkey after the Aces headpin start.
Just had to find the range. The
100
balls he threw in warm up didn't do it. He had to test it out during the game.
Yeah. Complete Hall of Famer in the sport, so pretty good spot to have him there.
He was throwing the self-proclaimed retirement ball in our Friday night league that he was sparing, the 2-stepper. Still doing pretty good.
Yeah. So 623 after 5 frames for the Dakota Dynamite with essentially 4 marks in the wings. And we have a 616. So tight match here. We're going to run our commercial and we'll bring back the second half of this match for you.
Cargill is proud to be supporting a truly Canadian sport like 5-pin bowling. We look forward to watching some great competition from many competitors and bowling centers across our country. With hundreds of locations across Canada, Cargill is committed to helping the Canadian farmer thrive. Whether it is selling commodities, getting agronomic advice, fertilizer needs, crop protection, and marketing expertise, Cargill is here to help. So please enjoy this bowling. Thank you.
When you come to the Canadian Brewhouse, you'll feel right at home. We work hard to make our house your house. With an affordable menu of appetizers, entrees, desserts, beverages, and killer deals on daily specials. At our house, you never miss a play. As sports lovers, we've ensured each location includes over 50 TVs and our signature Jumbotron. The Canadian Brewhouse is the place people want to be.
Second half of this match. I said 6:16 for the Okanagan Eclipse, everything all counted in. And we have 6:23 with all counted in as well for the Dakota Dynamite. Tight match.
Did we find out the points in the next gen match?
I requested it and didn't hear anything back yet.
I didn't see the end of it. Obviously, we were watching early on, but I didn't see the end. So, I don't know if the next gen made it to 1,000.
Isn't that crazy?
The 1635 last week.
Does that make you happy?
Makes me a little bit happy, yeah.
So what is the biggest rivalry? What do you think the biggest is? It the in-house ones?
The biggest rivalry overall in the league. Whew. What do you think?
Dream Crushers Bombers?
It could turn out to be this year because it's looking like a maybe 1-2 matchup to decide who gets first place for the playoffs.
In fairness, isn't it Dream Crushers against everybody?
Wow. We're the nicest team out there. I don't understand what's going on.
And is it something anybody but the Dream Crushers? The
Anybody
ABD?
but, yeah, pretty much, yeah. So Next Gen did get to 1,000. They got 1,020, but they lost 7-1.
Ooh, ouch. And now they lost 7-1 to Snowmen.
Yeah.
Which is a big one. Yeah, Hendo, I'd say probably if I was putting one, it would be Dream Crushers Bombers. But there's certainly other ones out there. I would imagine there's a little bit of a rivalry between the two Calgary teams, even though they're not in the same division. There's the Roses and the Carnage and a little bit of, bragging rights, I guess. Certainly add into the mix Next Gen Dream Crushers too, honestly. They're a pretty big team, and they were second place last year, or they were in the mix last year.
Yeah, they lost in the finals last year to us.
So maybe them more so. More notice. I don't know. The Winnipeg teams, is there a rivalry there? Some bragging rights, maybe some internal there, but they really haven't played each other. Is there? Speaking from a Winnipeg standpoint, do you think there is a little bit of a rivalry between the Snowmen and Dynamite?
First off, 5 miss on a turkey. That's a real stopper there for Dakota. But as for your question, yeah, I think so. I think the two the two houses with the competitive leagues, right?
Yeah.
Notwithstanding Sunday nights at Polo, but this is the first year that they've had that league. But mostly people from St. James and that play in the Polo League. But yeah, the two competitive leagues, right, on Thursday, Friday. I'd say so. I think whoever finishes with more points has bragging rights. Yeah, I think so.
Good. And I think that was intentional on our part this year from a league standpoint, was that, we want to have them build a bit of a rivalry, but not necessarily have to be in the same division. Both Calgary teams are not in the same division. Edmonton's a little bit unique because there's 5 teams, so there has to be some, divisional rivalry. Does that change going forward? Not sure, but that was certainly intentional this year to not have them in the same division, right?
I would love regional. I would love the divisions to be more regional. I think that would be insane. I think it would just add a whole nother layer when you're at tournaments or whatever. If everybody's hammering on each other locally, right? It's like I think that would add a whole other layer. Because it's money, right? And it's commitment. It's getting up early on a Sunday and showcasing, and you beat a guy by 150 pins, and then you got to see him the next weekend at Masters or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I like it. This is exactly what we need. Is a little bit of controversy in a good way, though.
Yeah, exactly. Competitive.
Yeah, it's all positive. You want competition. You want the controversy to be, you lost 350 to 325 because you punched in 9 or something, and you were on an absolute heater. You had a 400 pace or something, right? Like just little stuff like that. You want all the controversies and stuff to be healthy for sure.
These are a couple of big starts here for the Eclipse, Bailey and Chris in 1-2. Obviously Jana and Chad trying to do their best to match.
Again, but the Dakotas had a double going basically at every point this game, right?
Jana just has had an exceptional year. Dakota, look at them riding the whole season with one female on their roster. That's been well, obviously it's turned out very well, but an interesting decision that we talked about earlier, some crews, is that, you only have one lady available to play.
Yeah, but I mean, to keep it short, Jana is her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She's the one.
The only issue you could ever run into is if she actually gets an injury, right?
Yeah.
But the commitment is there to be there, so
yeah.
That's a positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, aside from maybe Alyssa, the way that she's bowled the last couple years, Jana's definitely the one for me if I had to ride with one lady all year.
Couple of punches there. Yeah, let's just look at while these guys clean up their wood. So here's the top ladies in the Cargill division. So Morgan with the Pin Slayers coming up next match, 292 average. Jana at 250, but I think she might have had a couple of lower ones, but for the most part, has had some pretty significantly high ones. Heidi, we talked about 268, Carol 258. Some good numbers out there. Caitlin,
beautifully rounded numbers for Jana right there.
Yeah.
80 games, 2,000 pins.
Yeah. Caitlin for the Dream Crushers has had a couple of big ones too lately for you guys, right, Carrie?
Yeah, she held us in our last match or 2 matches ago. I forget which one ever it was. She shot 3.5 to hold us in and take total 5-3, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were in rough, and she stepped up and played unreal.
We've been saved, a couple of times by our lady players.
Well, even with the plow at the bottom there for Dakota, they still have that double running in 2 there. So again, they've had a double going at all spots during the game, and They got one up top for Okanagan too, even with the 2 guys down below. Kind of getting the stop there.
Yeah, Mike's having a tougher one here now, so still in the lineup though, through 7. $872. Where's the total now for 881?
Yeah.
3 strikes, 1 double.
Staying close the whole way through.
I mean, this performance from Dakota is definitely more what they kind of envisioned when they put this squad together, eh? Like,
Yeah.
more than what they've had in the other matches.
Going back a little bit, does that make me happy about Bonnie Doon? Obviously, and there's a couple of reasons why it sort of does. It's just to show that, you know what, you're not always going to come out and shoot 1500s. You still have to throw the good ball. You still have to hit the side of the middle to get strikes. Sure, we know that there's some good pinfall there, but they threw 1,000. Like, those 5 top-notch players across the country only shot 1,000. So it can happen, and it does happen. So that's kind of why, obviously, I'm not happy that, friends and people on here, throw that. But I'm totally fine with it, because that just, again, shows you're not always shooting 1650s.
Yeah. So Alan is going in for Mike at the bottom of the lineup.
Yep.
And Chris with the opportunity to absolutely crush up top, right? Take the big lead, goes open. So 2-frame game, 20 pins down. So and Bailey does the exact opposite, and he takes the big stranglehold there in the 2 spot. Now, every match here is basically within a stone's throw. There's no absolute runaways. Oof.
Big strike there for Yvonne. Whereas Tyler doesn't get the strike.
Oh. Chop cherry.
Send a t-shirt.
We sell those shirts, yeah.
Or chop snort, as one person said it to me at one point. I like cherry better. Cherries are nicer. Okay, well, GB is going to need to keep the doubles going here for Dakota to keep him in it. The suspense. Hey, there it is.
Ooh, we didn't get to see the celly.
Pins were there, pins were not there. Again, Dakota just had a double going the entire time, just so they have.
Yeah.
Oh,
Eclipse here with 4 marks in 8.
Huge shots at the bottom there.
Yeah.
Jeff and Randy. Oh, there's 2 guys that have played together a couple times for Team Manitoba.
Good fight out there, teams. Let's go. Now, do you know if there's anything going on at either one of these centers? I mean, obviously, do you know if Dynamite? It doesn't look like there's a lot of other balls being thrown on left or both centers here.
Well, I think the Sunday of spring break is kind of like the kids have been going crazy all week. So, yeah. I mean, the Dakota was probably absolutely packed all week.
I bet.
Because they're one of the more popular centers here. But, yeah, I don't know about you guys if you find that Sunday's more – it's usually not that busy on spring break because everybody usually got it out during
the week off. Yeah, that makes sense. We have a huge strike there for Chris. Keeps the pressure on Chad. Gives him some room.
So Jana's got max 318 here. Needle away too.
Push it. Ooh. It's a little high.
So max 303 now. And Bailey's going to get himself up over 280 potentially. This is a very tight match.
Needs a mark here, Tyler. Needs a mark here.
Yeah, absolutely has to set himself up.
Bomb.
So just on the other side there, we know what the 7-1 was for Next Gen Snowmen. That's Next Gen's only 38 points now with 9 games played.
Yeah, so they need 2 wins to get 6-2 wins to get to 50.
And Snowmen are now 32.5 points at 8 games played with 3 games to go. That is going to be a massive cluster in that division. Again, still 10 matches to go next week, but there's still a couple more to go here. But it is shaping up to be super tight all throughout. Love it. Couple got away there from Jeff.
A little amped, I think.
Hey, solid strike there for Drew. I mean, that's a mark. So he gets to max 265 now. So he can shut out Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah, even a 30-30. No, if he goes 30-30 and Jeff goes 30, they tie, right?
Pretty big shot for both of these guys.
In hand.
Yeah.
Both big shots here with strikes in 8.
Ooh, Alan.
Al stumbled a bit.
Oh. And Dakota will not have a double coming home. But either does BC or Okanagan. So it's still, if we go 4 marks to 4 marks, that's going to be a heck of a 10.
Oh, Alan.
Oh,
he got tapped. He didn't.
Pin side corner.
Huge.
Nice spare for Randy.
Hey, so then Winnipeg or Dakota will have a little bit of an advantage there with the extra mark.
No double, so you don't have anybody putting up a 45 with 1 ball here. So
Get 2 strikes to 1 spare versus 3 spares and 1 strike.
Yeah. Pretty much even.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 10.95 to 11.13.
Oh,
Bomb.
Oh,
Nice shot,
bomb
Chad.
for Chad. So Chad gets the 297.
Oh, no doubt for Chris.
Yeah. Chris knew it when he takes that half step backwards, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Common for bowlers, take that step back and say, yes. Another one there.
It's a big for the bottom.
well, it wasn't quite the mid 3 that I was looking for, but I mean, we'll take 280 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure started off hot.
That's okay.
Yeah. Good spot for it.
Big here for Bradford. Whew.
Yeah. Giving lots
Bradford.
of extra points to the bottom here.
Pretty key when he's been there in the lineup.
Yeah, I know he had his
missed-
struggles last year, but
And he's missed a few games here. So Chris has only played 5 games.
nice shot.
So you think experience is a good factor for Okanagan? They had the season in the league last year, and
I don't think it hurts them. I think they know what they expected and wanted to improve on their last season, which I think they just barely missed playoffs last season. So definitely big for them.
don't know what's happening
we
here.
got a little bit of a freeze here. Good old Wetaskiwin Central Alberta internet for you guys.
Oh, so we
So
got
both corners, looks like, hey?
she picks it, so he's got 288, so she's shut out now.
Bailey gets the spare there, so you can get the bonus 15. So Jana's 288.
Yep, 258 with a 30. Yep. Oh, no way.
That's tough up top. 600 double almost, and neither one of them point.
Yeah. That was a tough tap there for Tyler. Oh, no.
Bailey with a 304. Nice 1-2
the
there,
first
fellas.
three.
Yeah.
So at best, 5-3 is what Dakota can hope for here. With some big performances at the bottom here.
So he's 231, so she really just needs the pin. Going to be enough.
Bottom line, though.
Yeah, totally.
Ooh, thin.
So it gives an opportunity there. Drew, this...
Oh.
Ooh.
So 1231 to 1216 right now, eh?
Yeah, that's what it looks like with one spare.
So if Drew doesn't get a strike on his first shot, if Jeff gets a strike here, best he can hope is to
Oh, 5-hole hole.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That takes
So
it
that makes
outside
that
a
tap.
one ball in hand, yeah.
Makes that tap on Tyler hurt a little bit more, eh?
So these are huge shots now for Drew to come in.
Oh, and then Jeff gets
33.
tapped.
So he can go 30-30.
Yeah.
Spare strike.
Missed to the left.
No, he needs 2 on the side here.
And Randy needs to throw some big ones to put that extra pressure. When he needs the... Yeah, wow.
Oh,
Oh, he missed.
Miss. Oh boy.
Oh, boy, guys.
So Randy can shut them out here, can he not? If he gets a
Spare
mark
strike.
out here,
Yeah.
56. So he's got 66. So that's up 40.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
so
was
he
on a
needs-
mark.
Just need 6 here. Right? Am I out of my mind?
You're
No, no.
It's
We're
30 even
45.
right now.
66,
It's
30.
30 pins. So if he strikes, Allen has to bang out to tie.
Bang out to tie.
Oh boy.
Oh my god. There's the first one.
There's the first one.
He's got one! Wow.
I think Sir Alex Ferguson of Manchester United called this squeaky bum time.
Oh, bang out to tie team totals. So that'd be 4.5, 3.5 for Okanagan. If not, it will be 5-3 for Dakota.
Looks like you missed.
Oh, he missed.
Corner? Oh, you missed. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Hey, 5-3 for Dakota. That gets them up to 31 points. 9 games
Look at the
played.
consistency and scoring on the right side there. That's a solid team game.
Yeah. So 1281 to 1261. Solid game. All right, let's bump this out, move that, and bring in our managers when they're ready here. We got Bailey Lawson from Okanagan Eclipse.
I think Andrea was coming in, right?
There we go. Perfect. So 5-3, Dakota Dynamite.
That was a good game.
It was
Yeah,
very
it was
close, Jeff.
very close. Hendo almost called it with Chad starting off on a tear, going 4 strikes. He's expecting a big 3, but the top 2 from your team, Bailey, certainly matched, and nice double there. And then obviously the bottom and big win for the Dynamite in the end. But yeah, Bailey, I mean, just chat about the team. Obviously there, taking a loss, but still some good shooting in there. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid total. Like we had some shots that we missed, some shots that were obviously big, but I mean, as a team, we played well as a team, but there's definitely room for improvement, and we'll be sure to come into our next game.
Yeah, you got an hour break, and then you get to play again, right? So
I think that's for sure a testament to the caliber of the league, right? You have somebody throw sub 200 in the bottom spot, and that's ultimately where it costed you, right? So yeah, it's consistency, and you only come out with 5 points. In the top 2 spots both so well, but yeah. So during games, are your guys watching up top there, or Andrew, are they kind of keeping track of what the other guys are doing?
So typically we don't have anything in view of the bowlers. We do have obviously our screens back at the table in the back, and some of them come and look and some of them don't. Just kind of depends. Sometimes they'll ask for, clues as to how it's going, but some of them do and some of them don't.
And how about you guys, Bailey? Do you guys watch a screen or a monitor the whole time?
Yeah, we have my laptop that I'm on right now. We have it down in the pit, and some people, we have a lot of space, so some people like to constantly watch, and others kind of just choose not to. But we have some spectators usually up top watching on YouTube as well. So
Right.
All right. Well, congrats to Dakota Dynamite, 5-3 on their game match today. Okanagan, you guys are back playing another match later today, so best of luck to you guys. And Brett, want to thank you for joining our commentary, and best of luck in your umpiring clinic.
Yes, it's going to be like the most exciting hour and a half of my life. I look forward to these SPN umpire clinics more than anything.
I can tell by the sound of your voice. All right, we'll run our commercial and we'll get into our next match. Thanks, guys.
Okay, bye.
Thanks.
Whoa. Alrighty. we'll just wait for Darcy to come back here. We'll bring in our managers for the next match. We have the Misfits coming back to play the Van Island Pinslayers. Barry from the Misfits and Yvonne from the Pinslayers. How are you guys doing?
Good. Good morning.
Looks
Perfect.
like we've got a busy house over at on the island.
Yeah.
That's good.
What event is happening out there today? Is that a YBC event happening out there?
No, that's actually the Pinslayers warming up, and then we've got a bunch of spectators.
Oh,
Nice.
Bringing in the crowd today.
Yeah, you bet.
Perfect. Barry, it looks like it's a little bit quieter at Bonnie Doon right now.
Not really. We still have all the bowlers except for next gen. They up and left already. So yeah, we have the YBC still going and special on the other side.
Perfect.
We were commenting on the next gen not having quite the success this morning. Were they a little bit grumpy? You can be the first-hand account right there next to them, hey?
Yeah, they weren't too happy. That's for sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Well,
Yvonne,
comment than that.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, Yvonne, big match for you guys again today. Obviously, the last match of the season. Can play a little bit of potential, get in the playoffs with a big win, or maybe even a bit of a spoiler. So, how's the team feeling about their day today looking like? What's the game plan?
They're feeling pretty good. Yeah, they're going to do their best and hope for the best. Well, that's all they can do.
Yeah, and for you, Misfits, Barry, obviously now you're at 47 points. One game to go. Obviously, you're looking at that 50 mark as a number to get up and above, and anything more than that's probably pretty solid and higher up in the standings. Same sort of game plan as last one. Do we change anything, or what's the outlook look like for you guys?
Yeah, we changed up the lineup a little bit here. We still have Brandon leading off. We have Kaylee in our second spot, Jamie in our third. We have Curtis and Hagen for finish two.
Okay. Right on. And how about you, Yvonne? How's the lineup looking there?
I have Kim and Morgan, Dawn, Hank, and Sean, and I have Carol and Adam on the bench.
Perfect.
Who's on the bench for you, Barry?
I'll have Ron and Derek on the bench.
All right, well, we might as well get this match rocking and rolling. We're right on the 11 o'clock mark, so best of luck to you guys.
Good luck, guys.
Right on.
All right, here we go. The Misfits back in action, taking on Pinslayers in their last match of the season.
Yeah, interesting little lineup change. Obviously, looking to get Kaylee into the lineup there, pulling out Ron, who Ron was out, got pulled in the last game, and then Derek all went in. So let's see how that little adjustment here works. But like I said, they're at 47 points, so they're looking to get a bump up over 50. But Pinslayers, they want to be in the mix here in the conversation. So they're looking for a win here and pushing them up into the standings, gets up above Regina and Reventers, who are at 41 points.
Yeah.
The Eclipse, they're now at 42 points, right? So it's they're fighting for position and for some prosperity there.
Yeah, exactly. Can't wait to see how they come out hot with lots of strikes based off their last match, or what's going?
Yeah, Pinslayers were right in the mix all season long, and this could be one of that first season sort of learning experience for them. They started off their season, guys. They're on a 5-game losing streak right now, unfortunately. So they went 2-6-6-7-6, full on in the conversation, and then they go 2.5, 2-2-2-1. All the while sort of shooting not so bad. 1156, but 1277, 1207, 1251, 1258. They lost in that mix. The first one they lost out of that was an 1171 to 1156. So that kind of hurt them a bit. But then they lost to a 1395, to another 1395, to a 1293, and then to another 1394.
Wow. Yeah.
So
not much you can do about those ones unless you're shooting lights out too, right?
Yeah.
A shot by Morgan.
Well, we pulled that stat up earlier. Morgan is having a great, inaugural season. Some really 292 average, played 80 frames, 5.5 points. Sean Eby's 262 with 6 points. Through 80 frames. And here's the interesting stat and a little controversy for you, Mr. Sean Eby, is that in that game we mentioned, 1156 to 1171, they lost. Sean Eby was not there. That was the one game that he didn't make it this year. He didn't make it to 2 games. So they won the first one 6, and then he lost the second one, but 1171. So hey, you know what? We're hanging that on you, bud. Now, do you think, from a rivalry standpoint, that the Vancouver Island Pin Slayers would have a rivalry with, say, the Fraser Valley Venom, or any of the other teams in BC for that matter? I mean, the Okanagan, but they're up in Vernon. But I would think there's probably a bit of a bragging rights rivalry between those two teams, yeah?
I would think so, right?
Back in the day when we traveled down south a little bit more, there was a rivalry there, but nowadays not so much. Like, we're closer to going to Edmonton, Calgary, Red Deer than we are to going to Nanaimo to see these guys. So
yeah, we'd say that the Knockouts rivalry's got to be the Holy Rollers.
Yeah, it's a rivalry, but we also support them in the same sense. It's like a bittersweet kind of thing.
And different divisions there too, right? You're not right in it.
Yeah. Like, we're always wanting them to win, just don't win against us. So
yeah.
But Gerald's a good friend of mine. I've known him for 40 plus years, and he's done some pretty good things with the bowling alley there.
So Kim's gonna try this 3-pin spare on the other side now. She did it in the first frame. Oh, unfortunate. Brandon not off to the hot start he was like in their first match. Still, he cleans this up and he's only down by 4.
Kaylee bowls on my team on Sunday night, and I think that the last week that she played, she had one of their best nights yet. She had 1,000 for 4 and started playing real well. And I think she had a pretty good pro league match last time too. So the game around here near the end of the season. Couple of misses there. Looks like we're having a little fun on the other stream, are we, Carrie?
Yeah, it looks like it. They're having some camera issues.
Both these bowling alleys, Brecken Lanes and Bonnie Doon, some of the best pinfall I've ever bowled in.
Yeah, is that right? I've never played out on the island there at Brecken.
I bowled there must have been the first or second year that it was open. We had CBC provincials there. Pat Pinko had 21 straight strikes at CBC.
Pat Pinko, yes.
Yeah, back-to-back 400s. He averaged, I think it was 335 or 338 for 15 games.
That's crazy. Crazy good.
He was a name, I think that Pat Pinko might have won a couple of Autumn Opens.
Yeah, he won Autumn Open.
In my early days, Pat was still playing a little bit, so I would have seen him at a couple of events. Double there for Jamie. See if Brandon can keep his roll going. So what did Brandon finish with? 7, I want to say? Maybe 8 bagger? Commentator curse. Pin Slayers. Here's EB. Couple of lefties going at it here in the anchor spot.
There you go.
That's not so common. I think there's a little idol situation, maybe. Hey, big lefty said, "I look up to Sean Eby. I'm gonna go beat him, Brandon." Hey, thinking that.
Never know.
Do they have that, affection for other southpaws, or is it like, no, man, it's just.
I wonder if Brandon's so young he may not remember who Sean Eby is. And that's not to grind Eby's gears, but he hasn't been around a lot.
Yeah, basically calling him old. This is the.
Yeah, I got called old all podcast on Wednesday, so I get to throw shade towards anybody else too.
You're welcome. I wasn't there to bail you out there.
Yeah. No, you and Adam bailed on me. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, that was because you had all the YBC guys on.
Yeah. We had all the YBCs.
I know my role. Funny. I know my role. I was like, I don't need old guy here. Let Tyler. Tyler comes in this one. He can connect.
Well, us old guys have to stick together, though.
Yeah. Is this Carol? Carol's in early here. Now, did she just come in here, or did Kim throw that 3-pin? Kim must have thrown that 3-pin.
Yeah, Kim threw three pins to start this match.
Oh, that's an auto pull there, isn't it?
Yeah, I would think. Yeah.
Sorry, you can't pull. You can't throw. And Carol's played pretty well, so that's an opportunity there. Let's see if we can get Kim going as leadoff, and then obviously you got Carol ready to come in.
I heard Gino say that 3-pin is the worst ball in bowling.
It's not great.
It sucks because you can't. I mean, it's such a hard spare. I mean, it's still spareable. I mean, a split is maybe the worst. What's the worst first ball? I mean, there's bad ball, but then there's like a bad.
3-pin's got to be the worst, right? Like it.
Head
not
pin?
only did you miss what you were throwing at, but now it's a tough spare.
3-pin's a tough spare, but it's easier than a head pin spare. But at least a head pin, you're throwing it at the middle.
Yeah, you were throwing at what you're aiming at.
I would take a head pin over a 3-pin any day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are they running on the other stream yet? Did they get a camera up in?
Yeah, they are good to go.
They're good to go. There's going to be some words after this one.
So last match, the Mighty Plex defeated the Toppler Roses 5.5 to 2.5.
Wow, no way. Good for the Mighty Plex. Thank you.
11:47 to 11:41.
Oh, see, these teams. It's not always shooting 1300s like the top teams. But you got 11. What is it? 1147 to what?
11:41.
And it was 5-3, 6-2.
5.5, 2.5.
Right. I know you just totally said that too. Both those things. I was pulling up the stats. So Mighty Plex gets themselves to 28.5. So they're now 8 games played. So they're ahead of Quebec Lumberjacks in the standings with the same amount of games played. Mighty Plex still have 3 games left as well. So both of those teams, Mighty Plex and Lumberjacks, have 3 games left, and they're at 25.5, 26.5. So 3 games left, so they could get to that 40 mark is where they're looking to get to. The Roses, now they're 40 points, so they got 2.5. So they're 42.5 points. Guys, look at this. The Toppler Roses are at 42.5 points with 10 games played. Are you comfortable with that?
You might have to be.
Well, I mean, that's where they're at. But I mean, I'm not sitting on my that's a tough spot to be. Let's see who Toppler Roses play here the last game too. 9. The Roses play their last game today against the Average Pros. Whew. That's a massive match now between the Average Pros. So the Average Pros, so we're getting sidetracked here. Average Pros have played 10 games and they're at 36.5. The Roses are at 42.5 and have played 10. So there's an opportunity here for the Pros to go ahead of the Roses in the standings, and they're both done for the season. Could be a wild finish to the game. Thank you all for joining us today. Love it. All right, back to the match. What do we got happening here, gang?
Oh yeah, 305 to 344. It's tight. Pinslayers are putting some marks together here.
Yeah, they seem to have something building, don't they, a bit?
Yeah, Brandon's got the double up top, which is huge for Misfits.
That was a little far outside there, Kaylee. My dog finally made herself comfortable on my lap. All's good in the world now.
Settle down.
Yeah, can you just chill?
So what happens if there's a tie for 5th and 6th?
Oh, Darcy, you don't have to ask that question.
The head-to-head match?
You'd have to. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's what it would go down to. And then if that...
Their head-to-head match.
Yeah, it would have to go to their head-to-head match.
Yeah. If there's a 3-way tie... Oh, man. For any of these positions, I guess we better start thinking and laying that all out, hey? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we had that discussion last season, so there's probably some
metrics, some standards.
Bylaws built out, yeah.
But what I'm getting at there is that the Roses aren't safe for a playoff spot. They're at 42.5 points with the game to go. And if we think that mark for playoffs is going to be 48, 47, 40, even in that division, there's a lot of teams still yet to play with a lot of matches to go. I'm not so sure 47, 48 is even enough there. So that puts them having to play Average Pros and having to throw a big one today. I'm sure Average Pros are sitting there and they already know exactly where they're at in their standings to be ready for it. Don Campbell's a player I've enjoyed over the years. Darcy, you probably run up against Don Campbell many times in Vancouver days and playing or BC. He's a competitor, lots of tournaments. good energy too, fighting and drive for the game. Hey.
Yeah, I bowled against Don a little bit. I bowled more against Sean than anything. Like we were in YBC together, so yeah. Sean and I bowled against each other a few times at provincials. So
Sorry, I wasn't calling you as old as Don there. That's not what I meant. You're saying that I need to stick together, right? Sorry, my bad. And Hank too. I mean, I think this they might both be at 70 years old, and that's something that we should do a little bit of league demographics here about who the average, the average age, who's the oldest, who's the youngest, who's this, who's that. I think it would be kind of cool stats to learn. I'm not sure if I'm looking across the rosters here of who maybe the oldest player in the league is. And I don't want to call anybody out now if I start saying, like, is he the oldest? He's like, I'm not even close to being the oldest. Sounds like I just get myself into trouble, right? Alan Byrne, right? Alan Byrne?
Or you could look at it, who's the oldest and who's averaging the highest.
Yeah. We'll have an over 60 category for statistics. Okay? It's just cool. Like, this sport of ours is for everybody. You don't have to be, 22 years old, prime physical condition to play. You can be shape, size, gender, age, anything. You still be competitive. And there's Rhonda letting me know that Burns. Yeah, I know. I didn't want to call him out, but I'm thinking Burns maybe. But I think Hank and Don are both 70. Big strike there for Brandon Coburn. He gets the turkey, starts to run away a little bit there in that top spot. That top spot for Pinslayers are certainly going to welcome the commercial break here now.
So here's a question for you, Daryl.
Yeah.
Are you hoping for a Vancouver Island victory so that the Misfits don't put you under pressure to do well in one of your last two matches?
Yeah, so they're at 47. Yeah. Certainly. If you want my fan voice, yeah. A player. Yeah. Then it puts us into a position of not having to win 2 full last games. I mean, we are realistic and we know that we're playing the Carnage and we're playing Dream Crushers and they're going to be tough matches and nothing's taken for granted. We're going to come put out our best foot forward, but I'm also not naive to think that the Misfits already at 47, they're going to get ahead of us. It's just a matter of how far ahead of us are they going to be. They've played 10, they're at 47. We've played 9, we're at 47 and a half, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they go 8 or 7, they're into a 54. Then we've got to get 7.5 or 6.5 between 2 games. And again, just as I said, we're playing 2 tough teams. That's nothing guaranteed. So if they're within 2 or 3, sure.
Having that extra match too, right? So between finishing 3rd and finishing 2nd, you'd have that extra.
Well, second and third are both basically the same, so that's okay. That's the 4th and 5th will play a 1-game roll off, right, to advance. The winner of that then plays first place in the semifinal, and 2 and 3 play in the semifinal. So if you're looking at something, you want to be top 3. That's where you want to be. You don't want to be playing in the 4 or 5 spot.
So you're saying, first plays the winner of the 4-5 match?
Correct.
Do they get double life?
It's a 2-game. Game. So the first game is 1 game, and then it's a 2-gamer.
Yeah. I was just wondering. So there's no super advantage for one besides they're playing a possibly lower seed than 2-3.
Right. Yeah. But it's a 2 games they play. It's not just a one game and done. It's going to be a 2 game. So you think that the odds are of being higher in the standings. Yeah.
Yeah. With so much parity in the league, I don't know if there's a huge advantage to it, but yeah, you're right. Like that is the small advantages they are playing the lower seed.
Yeah, that's where the top three. That's why 2-3.
Yeah.
You know, you're in a way wanting to avoid that wild card playoff game.
Yeah, exactly.
I love Sean's shot. Like, he's very much him and Brandon Hagen. Very, very similar shots. Sean maybe has a bit more of a, curve, I guess, but just a very similar coming in from the left.
Yeah. Another great shot by Brandon. Perfect. So 5-10 for the Pinslayers to 5-59 for the Misfits. Close match. Got a couple doubles for the Misfits and one double for the Pinslayers. We'll run our commercial break and bring you back in for the last half of this match.
Cargill is proud to be supporting a truly Canadian sport like 5-pin bowling. We look forward to watching some great competition from many competitors and bowling centers across our country. With hundreds of locations across Canada, Cargill is committed to helping the Canadian farmer thrive. Whether it is selling commodities, getting agronomic advice, fertilizer needs, crop protection, and marketing expertise, Cargill is here to help. So please enjoy this bowling. Thank you.
When you come to the Canadian Brewhouse, you'll feel right at home. We work hard to make our house your house. With an affordable menu of appetizers, entrees, desserts, beverages, and killer deals on daily specials. At our house, you never miss a play. As sports lovers, we've ensured each location includes over 50 TVs and our signature Jumbotron. The Canadian Brewhouse is the place people want to be.
Alrighty, here we go. Conclusion of match number 3 on a 4-match day.
On the other stream now, we've got the Holy Rollers that are playing against the St. James Snowmen. A couple of big matches there. Holy Rollers in their little bit of a battling for the playoff position as well.
Hambone.
All right, Derek's coming in here for Kaylee. And he comes in with a strike. Commercial break didn't really affect a couple of the guys for the Misfits. See if Morgan can answer here and keep that good things rolling for Pinslayers. Well, that looked like it a little bit. Came out of her hand a bit.
Morgan's struggling a little bit.
Yeah, the first time I think we've actually seen her struggle, right? She's been so solid all season.
I was talking to Rich there last week about a couple of concepts for bowling tournaments that I saw on 10-pin site there. Doing a 2-minute, throw as many balls as you can in 2 minutes to see how many strikes you can get.
Yeah.
I was thinking that'd be a fun Friday night thing to do. Do a 2-hour qualification, $20 each time.
Yeah. How many balls, period, do you think you could throw in 2 minutes? Every what? 8 seconds? I mean, basically, you're at the mercy of the reset. And if you could time it perfectly, as soon as it hits the ground, you could go. I mean, I think you could probably muster it through.
Well, how long does it take for pins to reset? 3-4 seconds?
I think it takes longer than that, right? Because I would say it'd be close to 10 seconds before you get a full set back. Like, just the pin slayers there after he punched probably was at least 7-8 seconds.
So that's only a dozen balls in 2 minutes? There was something, though, I remember it was, I think, Daryl Noble down from Toronto area did something where he was the highest game in the fastest time possible. And he shot he had like a 9-bagger. So I'm thinking it was like a 380 or something like that. And it was honestly a minute 45. I'll have to find the video somewhere and share it. But yeah, what's the fastest game and the highest game? You have to be sub 2 minutes. Maybe we'll start that as a 5-pin universe summer online challenge, Darcy. Instead of the 8-gamer this year, we'll do the 2-minute drill. And your game only counts if you're under 2 minutes. It's $20 to enter. You have to send in the video. If it's under 2 minutes and you've thrown 12 balls or 12 all for 10 frames.
That'd be kind of interesting. That'd be fun.
Like if you don't make it to the 12th ball, you got 11 bagger, you don't make it to 12th ball, the game's invalid. Sorry, you might have a 415 sitting there.
Yeah.
Or 430, I guess, with your last ball. 435.
Like what they were doing down there too is they were using a set of lanes, so you weren't just
Yahtzee!
One lane. What I found kind of funny though was when they would foul, that negates the ball that you throw. So if you get a strike and you foul, that doesn't count.
Right. Oh, good shot, Derek.
And another one I was talking about too was a super step ladder.
Oh yeah.
Where you throw your qualifying shift, and then if you take the top 24, you would have 24 versus 23rd. Winner goes to 22nd. Winner goes to 21st.
Just keep working your way up.
Yeah. So if you're a guy and you don't qualify first, say you qualify 13th, 14th, are you satisfied with that? Or do you throw another shift to see if you can get higher up in the standings?
They did something similar to at the TOC this year for 10-pin. They took the top 17 spots and they played a super step ladder. And they did 4 shows, I think it was. The 17 versus 16. Winner moves on to play 15. And Jason Belmonte ended up winning. He was 6th. Winner got up to him. He beat him, and then he beat the 5 players ahead of him.
So Adam came in there for Morgan, throws a strike in 7. He's going to go chase down, which is now Derek, in the 2-hole. Don with a loose 3-pin there. Unfortunate. So really, that top spot is running. See if Sean can try to what Hendrickson was talking about last game. You know, if he sees a guy running, and you got somewhere else with a 3 or a 4, are you chasing that guy opposite you?
Yeah.
Or are you really only looking at your match?
Yeah, I know. I would think Sean's trying to match up at least what Brandon's doing, and hopefully that's enough to take out what Brandon Hagen is doing at the bottom, right?
Need somebody else. Somebody else come take out Brandon. I'll go take out Brandon.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh.
Double punch there for Hank. Looks like we have a bit of a mascot maybe on the lane next to them at the approach line. I'm not sure what that is. That's a banner, and hopefully it doesn't go flying past the foul line. But
pretty sure it's a mascot. Yeah.
I think it's a part of their logo, Misfits. Abominable snowman. Say that five times fast.
Yeah.
All right, EB, keep pace now.
Next to the right. So now this is kind of, the Misfits are starting to pull away here. We're going to have 150 pins.
This is when you gotta dig in here for 8, 9, 10 and be like, okay guys, we gotta get. Whereas Misfits are like, we just gotta keep the pressure, go 3 marks, 4 marks, and you're gonna be hanging in a good spot. Force the other team to have to throw a pile of strikes. Brandon's currently on 5 in a row.
Oh, he pulled 2. Getting some loosey-goosey shots here now. The day's been going on.
That came out of her hand a lot better.
She spared 2 3-pins. One hers, one not hers.
That lead spot has had first ball 3 pins, eh?
Yeah. It's a tough spot. Oh,
The 3
Derek,
pins
is
are
this
the
not...
first spot.
We'll do some stats too at some point. What position is most common to get pulled?
Another 3-pin.
Yeah. On each team, and when and where does the leadoff get pulled the most? Does the fourth? What position gets pulled the most throughout the year? A stat that people probably aren't excited to see because then they don't want to necessarily be that position. But I don't want to be that. That's the hardest position. What other kind of fun stats would be cool to outside the box thinking, like average pull? I would probably say average first pull. Is it in the 4th frame? Is it in the 8th frame? Is it in the, what is it?
Yeah, 4 stat to know.
4.2, right? Like
my guess is 6 something.
Average?
I think so.
I think it'd be before 5 for the first pull.
I see more pulls after the commercial break, but you could be right there.
I would be the Mike Keenan of pulling.
And what's that?
Well, you let in a soft goal back in the day with Mike Kinnon. He'd pull you in after the first goaltenders, right? I'd be an early pull. I'd be like a third, fourth frame puller.
There's so many different scenarios that play into the poll this year, into two polls in the league, and the commercial break, honestly, is something to think about too. Because are you going to pull somebody before the commercial break that potentially, if you're, say third ball, do you throw them in for the third ball, or do you have them warm up a bunch of balls, and, at the break and then go in? So it'd be interesting to hear if coaches are thinking about that and wanting to get past that so they can have their bowlers warm up a little bit more and then put them in fresh. And it'd be, are polls more common to be at the beginning of a frame or midway through a frame? Do you go in fresh, or you go in to try to clean up?
A stat I would like to see is how many points are won off of people being pulled.
Yeah.
Because me, I'm the type of person that I would just almost rather leave a person in and let them throw their game, knowing that they could throw 4 or 5 in a row, just the same as a person that's coming off the bench that could do the same thing.
Right.
My mindset looks at it as, are you in a battle for the 3 points, or are you just looking at it as a battle for the
Bless you.
itself?
Sorry.
Yeah, you're right, Darcy. Best chance, if you're pulling somebody, are you in a match and you're going to get that point? Or are you pulling a match or not pulling a match because it's all about team tough? There's so many things that go into the pull, man. Ooh, kick back there for Brandon. Got the spare.
Yeah, it's not just as easy as, you're losing your match, you're struggling, okay, I'm going to pull you.
And who's coming in too, right? You've got 2 options a lot of times.
Yeah. Yeah, my thought process was always, if you're going to get pulled, I would pull a person in the third or the fourth frame, usually on the first ball. So then that person coming off the bench would have 2-ball warm-up, and then you give them a fresh start after that.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That's probably the most common, is after the first ball, they're gone.
Yeah. But myself, I've never seen how you can pull a person in the 8th frame. You let them have 7.
But in this format, I wouldn't often look to pull somebody after the second ball. I would have that person finish their third ball and tell that new person coming in, go and throw a bunch of warm-ups and throw 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8 second warm-ups to come in for a new frame.
Yeah.
Don't put somebody in for the third ball. In my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, I think it just gets to a point that where you kind of reach a frame of no return, Like, you get to the 6th, 7th frame, it's like, okay, you're in there, you're staying in there. Go bring it back.
Big shot there for Hank. So we're looking at the points here coming down. Definitely the top one. 2, Misfits sort of have the advantage there, certainly. I mean, that spare is big for Adam. Strike is big there. 4 holes looking like Misfits, but there's a double there. Ooh, he got Curtis tapped, but that's got to go there. And then the 5 is also, up for grabs, but slight advantage, but not by much. Half a ball.
shot.
Oh, and EB throws a bomb.
Okay, now this is interesting. Going into 10 now. A lot of opens there. Pinslayer has 4 marks, 2 doubles.
Yeah, those 45s add up big, don't they? Fast.
Yeah.
See what Brandon
Depends what
Hagen does
Brandon
here.
does, yeah.
Oh, and he throws a bomb too. You know what? Every single frame he's been on the side of the middle. And last game included.
Yeah, he's bowled well today.
Whew, has he ever? Brandon Hagen. So is Brandon Coburn. Good spot for him up top.
Yeah.
Now is he on central team next one?
No, unfortunately, he wasn't able to play the qualifier due to work.
Oh, okay. I like this comment here, Rhonda. I do remember that match too. Jessie came in the 9th and she threw a 4-bagger and won the match. Hey, we saw Katie Shear come in the 9th, in the 8th, and
yeah,
got the 9 count banged out. So yeah, it's absolutely worked out a couple of times. Certainly not ideal, like you said, but sometimes you got to just go with the gut, and somebody else might come in, just have a fresh look, see what they can do. Very good point. Okay, so this one's 320 for Brandon. So how far into the 50s are the Misfits going to get here? Setting the bar for us, Carrie.
Yeah.
Carol got a strike in 12. That's what she kind of cheered about there. Yay! Tough one there. Sure.
Derek. That gives an opening here.
Ooh,
to Adam to steal this point.
He does.
Corner. Yeah. Needs to pick it.
So he's 166. He does need to pick it. Derek Gall gets all of his, so he gets to 177. Missed it.
I missed it.
So that's 2 for Misfits. And they're up to 49. Okay, and Jamie gets to her 218.
Oh, great shot, Don.
Don Campbell's going to get that
Big,
point.
heavy shot.
Curtis likes that one. So that's a 262 max for Hank. Don, nice one.
Great finish.
Good finish. So 262. Curtis needs another one to shut him out. Punches. Hank! Let's go, Hank!
What is going on?
Just let's see a good finish.
Come on, internet. There we go.
He got it! Hank's got 2. So what's he need now? He's 262 max, so he needs the side. He needs the chop.
Walked it out.
I can't see Hank. I can't show us. Oh, he got it. Wow. Hey, there's our couple of 70-year-olds. Well done, young fellas, both of you two. Oh, nice work, Brandon Hagen. God, he's a great shot.
So it's going to come down to Sean to see who gets this last point. The Misfits have locked up their team total. Oh, wow.
That came over top, but all right. 303, 333. 308, 338.
Big spare here. Nope.
So the win will go there to Brandon Hagen. What a day for Brandon.
Oh.
It'll be enough.
It's all game, 314.
Nice little 680 double for Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's his only miss of the day, too.
I think you're right, yeah. It's been solid. Oh, he missed. He had enough points, I guess. All right, so 1290 for the Misfits for a 6-2 win over 1182 for the Pinslayers. We'll get these guys in here. All right, so Barry Urquhart from the Misfits and Yvonne from the Pinslayers.
Wow, good matches.
Yeah. Tight right till the end of the 10th frame. Those are good ones.
Yeah, points up for grabs. I mean, Yvonne, first we got to start with the couple of young fellas there, and the 3 and 4 for Don Campbell and Hank Cron throwing a pile of strikes at the end there. Well done for them. We were chatting a little bit about the young people of the league, and they might have been on the top end of that. So it's awesome to see them battling and fighting and getting a couple of wins there. You speak to both
they did their best. Yeah, a little disappointing, but first year.
Solid play.
Yeah, and we talked about that. You guys started off the season extremely well with 5. Lost the first game, but then went on a really good run, definitely in the mix. And then unfortunately, they had a 5-game losing streak took a little bit of a shot at my buddy Sean Eby in there, and obviously
Yeah.
no hard feelings. But all in all, just shout about your the league and the season and the time you guys had this year playing in the league.
Yeah, they really enjoyed it. They did their best, and it was a good experience for them. So, yeah.
Well, we were happy to have you and glad you represent the far west coast out on the island. And thanks for being part of it. And Barry, now you guys are done your season too. You're up into that 53 point range. Top of the standings now of the Cargill division, which is no small feat. You didn't play a lot of games early, but you certainly came on, and now you set the mark. Got to feel good about that. The team's got to feel good about that. Just maybe chat about what it might feel like for you guys.
Oh, they're super happy here. 2 big wins for them that really helped for the day, finish it off. So, yeah, good bunch of bowlers here that just go out and have a good time and throwing strike after strike. So,
yeah, and Brandon Hagen, we got to go to him. I mean, that's a 690 double that he has here for you. 2 games in the anchor spot. Absolutely massive performance by Brandon Hagen.
Yeah, he's been. I think my surprise putting him in the anchor, and he's just been there solid all season long here. So yeah.
Well, good stuff.
Really awesome.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, congrats to you. Obviously, now it's a sit and watch game and see where you're going to end up in the standings as these teams continue to fight and push and try to work their way up. And now, like you said, you set the mark, so now we're chasing you.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, thanks, guys. Have a great season. We'll see probably the Misfits in playoffs. Pinslers, thank you very much for joining the league, and we look forward to seeing you guys next year.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Whoa.
All right, we're rolling right into our last match of the day. We have the Northern Knockouts versus the Okanagan Eclipse. We'll bring the managers in. All right, welcome to the show, guys. Welcome back. Second matches of the day.
Right.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah, now we see that a new mark has been set. Any comments on that? The Misfits are top of the division of Cargill, up to 53 points, guys. That hey, how about those? Is that a number now? I mean,
They
wow.
played really well, especially
That's
today.
insane.
Like both Brandons had some great games, so it was good to watch.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We've been watching that Brandon Hagen all season. He's such a good bowler. Just a really good young bowler. He's amazing.
Yeah,
Sure doesn't get it from Gerald.
Not from Palmer. Yeah. So you guys now, you're in the mix there still. I mean, you're 42 and 39 points. You got one game to go. This is your last game of the season. Really, the winner of this game, we'll be honest, has a chance of making playoffs. So it's a sort of a do or die. You're down to the last game. You're going to get ahead of the Regina. Somebody is, or you already are for the Eclipse. But knockouts, you guys got a chance to move on up a little bit too here. So.
Yeah, we have 2 more games left, though.
Right, you guys do. Sorry, I was looking at somebody different there at the Pinslayers.
Yeah,
you're
we
right.
still have Dakota as well after Okanagan, so hopefully we can get the move on here.
But this is a big game for you. This is a definitely do or die for knockouts, and same thing for Eclipse. I mean, you guys gotta definitely get the win here to set the mark now for the team that people are chasing for probably 5th spot. Let's be honest, right? So.
For sure.
What's lineup looking like for you guys for this game? Bailey, give us your lineup.
So we changed up a bit. There's myself or Chris starting again, followed by myself, and then we have Yvonne third, and then we brought in Trevor, and we have Jesse in the anchor spot, and then on our bench we have Mike and Drew.
Okay. And how does the knockouts look?
So right now we still have Sasha lead off, Amanda second, Riley Latender third, Coralie fourth, and Richie as our anchor, and then Ryan and Tiana are sitting bench and I'm in this game. So
you're full on manager duties or full on spectator duties, are you? Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. And before we go too far, Bailey, how many years young is our friend Alan Byrne?
How old's Alan?
Yeah. You don't have to ask him now.
79.
Love it.
Yeah, he's got like 110 years of experience. So.
Yeah, that's still young. That's still young. That's
so glad that he's playing. We were just chatting about Don Campbell and Hank Cron in the last game, so that's why we're throwing out some kudos to the older fellas that are playing in this league. So good to see.
Yeah, and Alan even he's playing on the men's open team for the Okanagan. He comes out to WCBT events. It's great.
Yep.
It's what we all want to be when we're older.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll get this match started. Good luck to you guys.
Good luck.
Good luck to you.
All right. Okanagan's last match of the season, hopefully leading them into playoffs. And we have Northern Knockouts, second last match of the season, and trying to give them a playoff look.
Yeah, I was looking at Pinslayers when I made that comment, but knockouts are at 37.5 points here, and Eclipse are at 42. So again, Heartland Kingpins are static at 43.5, currently now in 4th place because, of course, Misfits have gone up. So Misfits 53, Dream Crushers 50.5, Bombers 47.5. Then you got the Kingpins at 43.5. Then you got the Eclipse at 42. Revengers are done at 41. The Pinslayers are now done themselves at 39. And the Knockouts are at 37.5 with still to go. Yeah. Carnage still has 2 games left too. They're at 32 points. And of course, Dynamite's at 31 with a couple of games to go too.
I would really say that last spot, or even the last 2 spots, it's Okanagan, Heartland, Northern Knockouts, and Carnage all going to be battling for it.
Yeah. And it really depends. This game.
Carnage are a ways out, though.
They are. They got it, and they, in all fairness, they're playing Bombers and Dream Crushers. They may go get 2 wins, but they may not be 8-0s.
Yeah.
Chances, right? It could be. Use that to your advantage. But
yeah. So if you're looking at the points win percentage, Heartland, Okanagan, and Knockouts, it's one of those teams is out, is the odd man out.
Yeah,
Just
it has to be
it's
because
gonna
there's only 2 spots left.
Yeah.
Assuming that Bombers are at 47.5, going to be good with 2 games to go.
Yeah, of course. Great start for the knockouts.
Yeah.
Quick 3.
Like Al Davis used to say, just win, baby.
Yeah, that's right. That's all you can do. Can't control what the other teams are doing.
No.
So we just had, on the other side, the match was, if I'm looking at it here correctly, Holy Rollers and St. James that just played. Not sure. Looks like we've got a smile on the face from Amanda in the comment in the in the stream, but I don't know what the scores are, how that went.
1359 for St. James to 1292 for the Holy Rollers. 6-2 win for the Snowmen.
Wow. So look at that. Snowmen come chugging here. They're going to be working their way up. So Snowmen have won 2 games here today.
Yeah, a 7 and a 6.
Good call. 7 and a 6 for the Snowman. So that's 13 points. So they're 38.5 points with 9 games played. Whew. The Holy Rollers now, they're at 40.5 with 9 games played because they just had 1. So they've got 2 games left as well. That division I think the cut for that division might be a little bit higher.
Yeah, it's looking that way, isn't it? Well, no, I don't know.
But they all still play each other. Yeah, it's still good.
Rock and Rollers and Toppler Roses are 43 and 42, essentially, with only 1 match to play. So
sure.
They're not getting to 50, possibly, right?
No, because odds, are 6 points, right? 6-2.
Yeah.
So then your Holy Rollers, they're 2 games left. If they're 600 point, well, they're not now. They're less than that. So they're 4.5 points average.
Yeah.
And Holy Rollers still play. The Lumberjacks and Motor City Mayhem. So Mayhem are top of the heap, and the Lumberjacks want to save face like we talk about. But honestly, the Lumberjacks have only played 8 games and they got 3 to go. So they could be that position of going 3 wins of 7s, and they're into a 46.5 points, right? Just potentially in the mix.
Yeah, exactly.
Mighty Plex we talked about, they won today, so they've still got 3 games left too. Like all these teams at the bottom in the home hardware division, they were 25, 25, and 25, 23, but they'd only played 7, 8, 7. And here they are, St. James, that was, third from the bottom. They won both the games. Mighty Plex, they won their game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really the only team that's settled anything is the Mayhem there.
Yeah, and the Bandits. The Bandits are finished at 11 games played at 35.5. But honestly, that could be the market team. Like they could be in last place by the time this is done.
Yeah.
At 35.5.
The Holy Rollers are sitting really decent. They got 56% win percentage, and with 2 games to play yet, so they got some room. Even with that loss against the Snowmen.
Darcy, sounds like there might be a little bit of fan club kind of arriving now at Dawson. Is that hypertension getting a little noisier there?
Yeah, no, we got one more person that showed up, so.
Oh yeah, that one person sure pretty loud. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's just mostly the team, so.
Yeah, good.
They're getting hyped up.
Yeah.
Knockouts. They started off real strong in the league too, and really, making the mark early. Pretty evenly matched throughout the league here.
Oh.
Almost 3 points spare.
She got the hard one, left the easy one.
Yeah. All right, so a little bit of a slow start for Okanagan. Knockouts have started out pretty hot. It's a good thing knowing that the Knockouts know they need to get this win against Okanagan, right? So both these teams playing for what could be essentially the last spot in playoffs, or even fourth spot in playoffs.
Yeah, with Knockouts having 2 games left, this one's big, right? They get a win here, they're mid 40s, and with 1 game to go. I think their mark for this one, they want to go 6. They'd want to win 6-2 because then they get to the same point that the Heartland Kingpins are at, and they're both matched there. Then we've got the last game. 6 plays 10 plays Dakota. Okay, so that Knockouts play Dakota still.
Yeah. Who did the Heartland Kingpins play? Do we know?
Yeah, Matt Hatters.
Right, we already had this talk at the start of the show.
We did, yeah. And they're already making some scrambled eggs in there.
Yeah. Jesse in the lineup here. Oh, nice shot. Double for Jesse at the bottom.
That's I mean, their anchor didn't play well, so it's an obvious choice to make it an adjustment there. Mike Elder. So you're not going to move. And Chris had an exceptional start. Great first game. So did Bailey. So don't go moving those guys down. So I like the move there by the Eclipse to put Jessie into anchor, and obviously she's paying off for us.
Yeah. Good spare for Coralie.
But what a good bowler to have on the bench, though, and Mike, though.
Yeah. Mike and Drew. Drew's been really good when he's been able to play.
Yeah.
Mike is a staple in the BC area, so it's
I think Mike travels quite far to get to Vernon to play on these ones.
I think 2 hours, I think is what they said.
Gotta appreciate that.
Yeah. Like I said, we keep saying it every show, but the parity in the league is unreal. Every team is strong. Every team has a chance to shoot 1,500 or 1,000, apparently. So,
yeah, I think it goes to show the closeness that we're wanting teams to be with, in the community, right? Like, get a group of friends that you can play with, real well, right? You're very competitive, but you also have to get along, and you got to have good team dynamic and team core. And it doesn't matter where you're playing. Obviously, you get to play at your home center, but you can compete against anybody in the country. So whether on WCBT rankings or at, tour events, if you're not, making it to the top 8 or the 4s, it doesn't mean that you can't play. Maybe you just can't travel. You can still play, and there's so much good bowling across the country that this is an opportunity to see them all come together and just be a tight knit group within your your team.
Oh, great shot! The leadoff bowler's going off again. I think
like
that's
Bradford didn't.
Sorry, go ahead, Daryl.
No, you go. You go ahead, Gary.
I was just gonna side topic here. I just think we need to point out, probably on your next stat package that you come out with, that Bonnie Doon has the highest and probably the lowest team total.
Oh, we'll be featuring that one coming up on the stats for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah. Thanks for helping out, fellas.
Yeah, we love next gen, but we got to point out the highs and the lows.
Yeah.
Got to take the good with the bad.
That's right.
If you throw 1,020, 1,030 at Bonnie Doon, that's like 840 at other bowling alleys, isn't it?
That's what everybody says. All the asterisks is everywhere, but we don't know how true that is. Corner for Yvonne. Riley looking to pick up from his last frame. There you go.
And quite a few teams have people that have to travel, a good distance to get there.
Yeah, we have 2 players that travel hour and a half on our team with Gary Baird and Victor Faubert.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Coralie travels an hour to come bowl here too.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, comes from Fort St. John.
And that's commitment, to all the players and people out there that are committing to the league and to your team. Good on you.
And even in the wintertime, like she bowls one night a week here on our challenge league on Monday nights. And I think she only missed maybe 2 through the course of the year. And driving that road between Fort St. John and Dawson in the wintertime is not the funnest thing in the world. So
Yeah, it's a few pre-bowls. Hopefully, she's getting in.
Yeah, well, you get all that oil field traffic on that road, and even though they've done some upgrades, but you can't hardly pass on that road anywhere. So, and like most BC highways, they don't maintain them. So. Ooh.
I was going to say Chris Bradford's probably an example. I mean, put him in this group. I mean, at WCBT events, he's not had the greatest amount of success, but we know he's a solid shooter. And put him in this environment as a leadoff, obviously proving that he can play, and he's competing with his team.
Yeah, exactly. Chris has always been really strong in like team format tournaments, doubles events. He's played really good in Baker's events. I think trios he's played exceptionally well at Regina. The singles has kind of been where he hasn't excelled. He's made a few cuts here and there, but yeah, he definitely, I think he feels like a great team player, that's for sure.
He's got that leader mentality too, right? Just general.
Yeah. Ooh. Sasha, a little yank at the line there after the quick triple.
It'd be kind of cool to create a bunch of different personality profiles of, bowlers. Like, say, can you drop them into these 6 categories? You are this type of player. You are this type of player. You're this type of player, and start to see, where most of them lie. Like, I mean, being able to win on a WCBT tour or a club tour and being a winner in an individual sort of event is different than being able to win in a team format, or for that matter, not winning, right? So what sort of profile do you fit if you are, right?
Yeah.
I've had much more success on a team as well, qualifying in open teams, than I have individually.
Right.
It's just it takes a lot to be able to learn how to win and advance in individual type tournaments, right? Kerry, you've had some success obviously in some of the individual events, but also a couple of team ones. So it's a trait that, boy, once you can do it and learn it, you certainly have a hand up.
Yeah, I've been super fortunate for the teams that I've been on, that I've played really well in some of them not so well, and the team carries you, right? So I just know individually it's all on me. I can't rely on anybody, so I tend to get mad and buckle down myself. That's where I get at. We're a team. That's kind of the wrong mentality. You don't want to get mad in front of the team. You want to pick up their spirits, and so there's two totally different sides of that coin. That's me growing up with Gino Zebarth.
Sure. But learning how to win is, boy, that's a big step for people that can do that. There's a lot of people that can make cuts or make playoffs or make little things and stuff like that. But being able to learn how to consistently win and advance very far is a trait that is very few.
Yeah.
All right, so top spots looking a little bit knockouts up by a ball. Bailey's in his match there. And the 2 3s, half a ball.
Yeah.
4s, Trevor, big strike there in 4. See if Coralie can get a little bit of separation here. And 5, Jesse there back with strike. So pretty evenly matched so far.
Yeah, there's not really any runaway matches going on. Ooh.
Did you get confirmation of the last match on the other stream, what they were?
Yep. I read it out.
You did. I probably wasn't listening.
No worries. 6-2. Snowmen over the Holy Rollers. 13:59
We
to
did.
12:92.
Yeah, we did talk about that. Thank you. Yeah.
No worries. No worries.
So we've got now the average pros playing the Toppler Roses. And we talked about what a big match that was in there. The Rosers coming off of a loss.
Yeah, this is a big match for them now. Ooh. So a little bit of a slowdown here for the knockouts. 1 mark against the Eclipse's 3 with a double working.
We've got Marcello playing in the anchor spot for the Roses. Parker in 1, Kevin Holdsworth in 4, Marcello in 5, Daryl Wood in 3. It's interesting.
I wonder
I've
if
said the
that's
word interesting a lot today.
I wonder if that's a little bit of prep for Marcello. I'm not sure if a lot of people know the Alberta Open is coming up this next week. And Cello is on the Calgary mixed team, so he might be playing an anchor position for them. So
It could be, but do you think that they would, just to give him some experience on a Sunday of the Pro League when this is your last game of the thing, that you need to make it? Or is it that he's been throwing a dynamite shot, he's dialed in, he's mentally strong, his everything about it? I wouldn't want to be just giving a guy a flyer just for the sake that he get some experience next week.
No, for sure. No, I agree with that comment. I just look at who his manager is, and maybe there is some prep ahead of time as well.
For sure. Yeah. I see you.
But no, Cello can play. There's no doubt. And anchor position is a good learning curve too, right?
Yeah. And Scott Rice is he's in the anchor for the average pros, and he's got a double started there.
He's been solid all season for them too.
He has been solid. So spare up top here for Sasha, strike for Chris. That match is fairly even. We made a little sub here. Yeah. Ryan in for the spare. See if he's going to make some magic happen in 2. Bailey's got the spare. So Ryan in 2 and the 5. Sub 2.
Good spare by Yvonne. Staying solid. And Riley with the corner there, he spares it up. That game is within a ball too.
Oh, that looked like it just flew through there, didn't it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That little fin going away at Lincoln Lanes looks like it's a blower.
That blow through ball is so annoying, isn't it? Because it's just that you're such less than a millimeter that it just thinned out on you.
All right, Coralie's got lots of black marks working here. Keep them going. Marks on marks. Bomb by Jesse.
Total bomb. Gets right down there too, right from the right angle, right ditch.
Oh, nice shot by Corley.
Nice shot, Corley.
Huge shot. Getting some room there over Trevor there, right? Trying to get some team points. Notice Richie doesn't take a lot of time on the lane. Gets up there and goes. A little bit more time this.
You're thinking maybe you might, as Kerry, you're on the mixed team for Central, you might be facing Marcello a couple times, eh?
Oh, I think so, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm paying attention to what's going on here too.
We've got a sub here for Tiana coming in for Rich. Looks like, hey?
Yeah.
And the 5th. Okay, noted.
All right. Well, so we have 5:07 to 5:20, so it's close. No runaways. A couple marks extra for the Okanagan Eclipse. We'll bring our commercial and bring it to the last match of the day.
Cargill is proud to be supporting a truly Canadian sport like 5-pin bowling. We look forward to watching some great competition from many competitors and bowling centers across our country. With hundreds of locations across Canada, Cargill is committed to helping the Canadian farmer thrive. Whether it is selling commodities, getting agronomic advice, fertilizer needs, crop protection, and marketing expertise, Cargill is here to help. So please enjoy this bowling. Thank you.
When you come to the Canadian Brewhouse, you'll feel right at home. We work hard to make our house your house. With an affordable menu of appetizers, entrees, desserts, beverages, and killer deals on daily specials. At our house, you never miss a play. As sports lovers, we've ensured each location includes over 50 TVs and our signature Jumbotron. The Canadian Brewhouse is the place people want to be.
Here we go. Last half of the match. Must wins for both teams. 5:07 for the knockouts to 5:20 for the Eclipse.
5 marks there for the Eclipse. See if they can sort of build on that and take off a bit. 3 for knockouts, but a little bit short right now.
chop for Chris. And Sasha with a bomb.
Oh, big strike.
Knew that was coming. Just see by when he threw it. He liked it.
On the commercial break there, Riley looked over at me and he's like, oh, at least I'm hitting the middle. I'm like, yeah, well, why don't you try sparing a little bit more? He's like, well, I'm trying. I'm like, well, how about this? How about just throw a better ball and you wouldn't have to try so hard?
Yeah.
Speaking like a true dad.
Yeah. Great shot.
Oh, nice ball, Bailey. There he goes.
So knockouts coming out of the commercial break, firing.
Firing some darts.
Yep. So Mike is going in for Yvonne. Oh, that you're saying Mike on the bench coming in. Oh, Corley punches on her strike.
So that goes to show how important this game is. 3 out of 4 subs have been made so far.
Yeah.
See one, play one, I guess, eh?
Yeah, so that's how she works.
Oh, great ball.
There we go. So 4 marks after the commercial break. That's a great comeback frame. Jessie can get her, keep working on her double here. Chop for her too. Oh, Mr. Spare. Alright, clean up all our pins. So now they got only 2 marks. Knockout got 4, so kind of flipped the table there. 30 points difference roughly. And Drew is going to go in for Trevor next frame. So we got quite the switch ups here. Bradford missed to the left.
So the Eclipse didn't keep theirs up, but Knockout started loading theirs, didn't they?
Yeah. Commercial break. Oh, Sasha.
Yeah, the other stream doesn't look like there's a little bit of momentum building here for the roses.
They got a slight lead over the average pros, but
yeah. So we got Chris here. So Sasha's 191 in seventh. Chris can get up to 178, so he's still a ball down. Bailey's been in control. See what happens here with Ryan. So now it's opportunity over to Ryan. Doubles up. No, he pitches. Okay, so Bailey's going to have a bit of a lead there. 27-57, but still could be even. 3 is close. 4, Corley's got a bit of a lead, and 5, Eclipse have a bit of a lead.
That's a big spare.
yeah, it's a huge spare.
You know, those Eclipse at 42, they're looking to get 6 here to 48. Yeah. Big number for them to 48 to 49 even. Boy, every point will be important come down to the end. Do you think they is it tight in there, or is they know what they need to do? Is this sort of
I think both teams know where they're at. I think they both need a big win here. They're not looking for a 4-4 or a 5-3 split. They're thinking 6-2, 7-1.
It's so hard to try to train yourself and just say, just throw the ball, man.
Yeah.
Think positive, think good, process.
Well, part of it too, going into it, like both teams are, you know, you're just throwing games prior to this, but now when you're actually in a situation where you win, you move on, you lose, you're out. Changes the mindset. It's not just you're not just able to go up there and throw a ball.
Yeah, I mean knockouts don't get a win here. They're in a real tough spot.
Yeah. So like in a tight game like this, my mindset switches from, you know, wanting to throw strikes every game or every frame to just getting a mark every frame.
Yeah, I think it's about throwing, you know, trusting your process and throwing a good shot. Worry about good shots. You can't really necessarily always control the result, but you gotta throw good shots and good mental prep, good breathing technique, good everything about it, execution. Give yourself the absolute best chance possible to get a strike. I found myself stopping to say, throw a strike, because that's the result of a good process, right? So it's more telling myself to go through the keys and the breathing and be ready in execution before about thinking about what the final result is going to be.
Well, like for me, I stopped using that 5-pin app because I found I was starting to get into ruts of, okay, I'm not marking in the 2nd frame, 8th frame, and I'm punching in the 10th frame.
Yeah, start overthinking the extra little details too much.
Yeah. Like there was times where I was getting into an 8-game thing where I wouldn't mark in all the 2nd frames, all the 4th frames, and all the 8th frames. Like it was starting to get stupid. But I know how many people like seeing the stats and stuff, but that almost plays against you a little bit.
Yeah, for sure it could. Okay, so really no change there. It's all tight within 7 points. Who's going to take advantage of these close matches?
Sasha with it. Sasha. Big punch there for Chris too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a swing right there, right?
He's sure been rolling here too, right? So Chris is now going to need a couple of marks coming home.
Ooh, just missed.
He's just looking to chip away and see if he can, fire a double or something in there, hey?
Yeah.
Tough pin in there.
Ryan could, if he throws another spare here. Yeah.
These back matches, to Bailey to take advantage.
Yeah, a mark is huge in any of these matches now, right? Open frames are the only thing that kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 'cause now Bailey throws a strike. Now he's got 2 balls up on him.
It's like they're almost trading punches back and forth, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a great analogy.
I'll throw a strike this frame, and then next frame I'll screw up, and then you do it.
Well, just waiting for somebody to throw a double, right? To give yourself a 30-pin lead and a little bit of, breathing room or less anxiety. That was a solid shot, Riley.
Mike came in for Yvonne last frame through the strike.
Well, we're not going to see a 1500 here, but we're going to see a tight match to the end nonetheless.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you throw. You still got to look to many points possible. Okay, so that's a good spare.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can be the team that throws the highest totals, but if you're not winning, it doesn't matter, right? Dream Crushers have been a prime example of that this year. We haven't thrown anything big, but we haven't thrown anything bad either. So we've been lucky enough to match up at the right times and get the right wins.
We haven't seen Alan Byrne come in here, right?
No. I don't believe he's available.
Oh, okay.
Because Mike and Drew both came in.
Oh, Drew's already in. Okay, so sorry. Who did Drew come in for then?
For Trevor.
Oh, that is Drew right there throwing. Sorry, I thought that was Trevor. That's why I assumed that Alan would be the guy.
No worries.
He could come in already here. When did Trevor come in there then?
Drew came in on Trevor's first head pin, or second head pin, I think.
In 7?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
4. So 7.
Oh, yeah. Drew came in for 7. He threw the head pin. That's right.
Okay. So
he
6.
Didn't come in 6, no.
102 then. So
yeah.
6
yeah,
frames,
you're right. Yeah.
Gotcha. You know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Three-pin spare? Oh, 3-pin spare.
Oh, I thought you were looking at the other side. She almost spared hers too.
He did almost both of them 3-pin spare. I wasn't looking at the right.
A double 3-pin spare. That would be cool, right? At the same time.
Yeah. How did he know so well, so fast?
Yeah.
Well, you guys wanted some drama.
This is it, man.
This is it.
3 marks, 4 marks.
17 pins.
Knockouts have just slowly started to come here, but need some doubles and need some marks. Need strikes.
That was tight.
That was tight. Okay, that gives a shot there for Bradford, 268.
Big spare. Big spare.
Big spare, yeah.
Yeah. 251, 296.
Big big spare for Bailey.
Big spare for Bailey for sure.
Oh,
Okay.
Ryan.
Yeah.
The point.
Yeah. Okay, so he's got 252, which, I mean, that's Bailey's 60 count.
Yeah. I'll keep it within a ball here. 2 balls.
Oh,
Great job
Mike
by
Elder. See, you're loading up 9, 8, 9, 10.
Excited.
Ooh. All right. Good count. Big spare here.
We've had the top of the roses come to life here.
They're showing up, are they?
Yeah, they are. Very much so. They had Jen Smith and Rich Weber on the bench, and they've both come in and they've both thrown a couple of strikes.
Drew with the power chop.
There it is.
Good spare by Riley.
Jennifer Smith on the bench for you. Coming in.
That's not a bad spot. Well, good spare by Drew. Everybody's throwing marks here.
It's going to come down to it.
Solid corner. Oh, Jesse.
No doubles coming in. Gut check time now. Holy.
Yeah. Make sure your spares. The single pin spares become all of a sudden that much smaller out there. Great spare. Good job.
Five marks, 4 marks so far. This is going to be tight.
This is what everybody came for, isn't it?
Oh.
Nice shot.
Oh.
Are you not entertained? 981 to 946, all marks. Here we go.
Oh.
I'm looking at something here, and I feel like maybe there was a sub somewhere along the lines, but there was a gutter ball in the 6th frame for the average pros, and then a spare up. So I'm not sure who threw the gutter ball.
Oh.
If that was Mark, but Mark threw he threw a 2-pin in the first one.
Oh no.
Oh no, punch for Sasha.
Huge strike there for Bradford now. Doesn't need too many. Still needs a side though. Many pins, okay. He's gonna get to 256. So he's gonna force him to double.
Yeah.
Pick his 2s to 426. Yeah, he's got to throw the double.
Big
Good
cleanup.
pins. He just missed too, like just missed.
Yeah. Wow. So I have an answer to your question, Daryl.
Yeah, what's that?
Mark Doss threw the gutter ball. Looks
And
like he
Sue-
injured himself. Sue
Oh.
came in and spared it up.
Injured himself. Yeah, wow. Even if he didn't injure himself, you definitely pull a hammy after a gutter ball.
Oh yeah, you definitely check everything.
Ow, something's hurt.
So
1-1 here.
so far. Yeah. Bailey's looking to
Bailey's
get
big
team
one,
total
230,
points as
yeah.
much as he can here.
Oh, big strike.
It is a big strike, so he can get to 248 now there in 3. Still a lot of marks to play out here for the end. Ooh, Bailey gets the corner, so he'll get the 30 count, so he could get to 252. So he needs to get to the 233 to force Yvonne to double. Or sorry, it's not Yvonne, it's Mike. So didn't quite get it. So Mike does not have to throw a double. He does have to throw a spare. But no, he does. He has to throw a spare strike to win by 1.
Yeah.
Win by 2. So spare corner.
The tie.
No, to win by 1.
Oh, right. I gotcha. Sorry.
Just slow it down. So Bailey's a 250 for the win.
Mike threw the first strike.
Oh,
Mike threw the first strike. So now it needs 28 count to win by 1. 2 balls, 13 pins. And big for total too. Tiana's got a strike at the bottom. Makes a bit of a difference.
Ooh.
Miss, so he needs the 8.
No, he just
29.
needs to pick
No,
up
he
the end
doesn't.
of the tie.
He just needs a pin. Oh, right, because he
Yeah,
got
he's
the
still
strike.
coming.
So he got the bonus with the strike. Yeah.
oh,
He's got it. 239 for Mike Elder. Comes in and gets the win.
Coralie, that's a big count, though. It's the spare here. Team total's going to come down to the last shot here, I think. All depends what Drew here. Oh,
Ooh,
Drew,
big strike.
shot.
Oh, and a miss there for Coralie.
She locked up the point, but team total's now a little bit of trouble.
So 236. Oh, and he didn't quite get it. $11.27, so there's 75 pins here potential for Tiana. 197, Trevor. Not Trevor, Drew.
Good spare.
Spare, yeah. Not going to be enough for total.
No.
And not likely going to. Ooh. 220, 210, 225, 17.
Yeah, probably not enough for that either.
Probably not enough. So it's going to be a 6-2 here. So we're going to get the Eclipse are going to get to 48 points, which is what we talked about is the number.
Oh, through the hole. If she throws through the hole again, it's a tie.
She needs a pin.
Yeah. Got the pin. Barely.
Got the pin.
6-2.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
6-2, 11:44 to 11:31. That is a tight match. Wow.
Holy smokers.
Crazy.
That was close.
All right, we'll bring in our managers. So, Northern Knockouts. And just waiting on Bailey. There's Bailey. Crazy match, guys. 6-2.
What a game.
Pretty.
That was intense. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty thin margin there. A little hair on the chinny chin for that one there, Bailey. Were you sweating a bit the last?
Oh, right down to the end. We were just watching, and it was within like 15 points to the very end, and team kept having good momentum, good morale.
And now here you are. The Eclipse are now into 48 points, which exactly puts you ahead of the Heartland Kingpins. Obviously, put you ahead of the Bombers. You're up in the mix. So that's kind of where we thought that the point was going to be, and now it's kind of a sit and watching game, isn't it, to see who's going to chase you down. That's a new target to hit, and obviously you've got all the games done. So good on you, man, to get to that point for sure.
Thank you.
And obviously, the knockouts, great season for you guys. You still have another game. Obviously, that's going to be a little bit challenging. Now you're going to be at
39.5.
Yeah, 39.5. So you're going to look for an 8 points at 47.5. May not be enough at the 8, but you never know. You could be that fifth spot.
You never know because
we just hope. We just hope.
Yeah, it depends on what Heartland Kingpins do, right?
Yeah.
So if you guys do that and Heartland
for sure
has a loss, you guys could scoop that last spot. So that's huge.
Yeah, because that's what we think, eh? That the three teams, so the Kingpins, Knockouts, Eclipse,
and the Eclipse should be good now. Now it'll be between those two teams now.
Two of the three, even Dakota Dynamite. They've got 2 games left. They could go 2 big ones.
And Carnage too, yeah.
They still have it. That's mathematically, but it's starting to take a bit of shape. And I mean, we kind of see where it's going to end up, but who knows? But yeah, a couple of tough ones for the knockouts here today. Hey, Riley.
Yeah, it was a pretty tough one today. It was just not. We were hitting, but it's no breaks today. Unfortunately, it was. And Richie, of course, was struggling. That doesn't help. He's one of our guys that throw the bigger scores. So, oh well.
Yeah. But it's fun to be part of it. A little bit different, obviously. It's still a week left. We'll watch. We'll see where it ends up, and you never know, bud.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Anything can happen. It's bowling.
Yeah. All right. We'll let you two go, and we'll just wrap up us 3, and we'll call our day. But thanks for playing here again, guys. Good job.
Thanks for a good cast.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, guys. Alrighty. Well, that was a great session. Great matches. Holy.
I mean, close right down to the end.
Not 1400s, 1500s blow it away, but we knew that these teams were playing today. They're fighting for position and fighting for the mix. Misfits obviously got to take the team of the day, 2 big points, and moving up into the top of the standings for Cargill. But then right behind them, the Eclipse got to be given a bit too. I mean, they fought their way. They had 2 games to go. They got 9 points out of the 2 games to be into a potential playoff position at 48 points.
So right now, the way the points are working, if Calgary goes 8-0 its last 2, it ties Okanagan Eclipse. So then it become head-to-head match.
Yeah.
But yeah, they played themselves into at least, at worst, a tie for 5th. So
yeah, because Dakota, they're at 31.
Yeah,
2 more wins. They're 47. They cannot catch the Eclipse.
And the Northern Knockouts can get to 47.5, so they can't quite catch Eclipse too. So it's between, I guess, those 4 teams for the last 5 spots with the Kingpins. But Kingpins obviously have the advantage. They have a little bit of room, but
they've only got 1 game, and now it's a 48. Yeah. And they're playing the Mad Hatters, which they lost 7-1.
That's right.
Yeah, Heartland kind of controls it all, I think. So.
Yeah, I think so too. They got to be ready.
Yeah, so Heartland Eclipse, maybe, unless the Pinslayers, or not the Pinslayers, the Knockouts can go big ones. Who in knockouts? We've already talked about this. Who do they play? They play Dakota.
He played Dakota, yeah. And Dakota's looking to win both of theirs, right? So, yeah.
This is why
big matches,
this is why we made
matches.
it. Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Well, with that all being said, the standings are updated on the website. So if people want to go look at the live standings, you can definitely go there. If not, you can catch the last part of the match on our second channel. And after that, I think Brett Hendrickson is running the podcast this Wednesday. So look forward to what he's going to do for us. And if not, you can catch the Alberta Open on 5-Pin Universe's stuff. So, cool.
Awesome.
That sounds great.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
You
See
too.
y'all.
Yeah.